Raider Nation, welcome to the Raider Nation Jason podcast. Glad everyone could be here. Appreciate you guys. This is a week after the draft weekend, so we're going to get into how the draft turned out and what it did for our team. So let's get into the intro so we can get into it. Raider Nation, what up? Man, what's going on? Hope everyone is well. It is a rainy Saturday in the city. It was just sunny yesterday. It's crazy. But yeah, here we go. So we had our draft. I did not like the draft that we did. I loved it. I love what we did. We did a lot of great things. First off, I want to say thank God that we did not trade the farm. As you can see, the cat's mad because the cat wanted Jaden Daniels. So, but you know, got to get over it, cat. But there's one thing I am so grateful is that we picked with all our picks. You know, we made our team a lot better. Let's go through the list. We got Brock Bowers. There was an article I was reading on, I think it was from Paul Gutierrez, I think it was. And basically, it's right here. It was about the take of Brock Bowers. I thought it was interesting. It says, my take. What a strange first-round selection, especially considering tight end was addressed last season. With the second-round selection of Michael Mayer. Offensive tackle and cornerback were bigger needs. New general manager Tom Telesco must have simply relied on his draft board and gone best player available, especially with Oregon State right tackle Talise Fuaga and every single cornerback still available. In fact, every defensive player was still on the board, and yet Bowers was considered a top 10 overall talent and should provide immediate production for an anemic offense. So that was a cold shot. They said basically we had an anemic offense, which, you know, we did have our struggles in areas, but there were some times where we did turn it on. But I see that by that, Tom Telesco sees that the need is on offense. You know, the tackle situation, I honestly had a gut feeling that it was going to go tackle kind of a little bit too. Because, we never get what we want. And for me, I was, Bowers was a great pick, I think, for what we need to do. Because it's bigger than, it's bigger. For us, it's a bigger need to get offensive weapons. And like I said, we didn't trade up for a quarterback, so that means we're rocking with who we got. And that's AOC, that's Minshew, Anthony Brown, Carter Bradley. That's our QB room so far for this year. No Tom Brady. AOC with the 12 change. I think it's a better look. I didn't like the back-to-back fours. I felt like they needed to let, four breathe after letting go, because it kind of left a bitter taste in, some of our mouths. Not all of our, pause, but it left a kind of, seeing that number kind of just brought back memories. But it's good to see him go for the change. It's really interesting too for me. Like I've heard a lot of people's takes on it and stuff too, but um of why he couldn't get 12 basically last year, because I feel like that's the number he wanted last year, and they gave him 4 just because they know, for one, he wasn't coming back, but I guess maybe there was a possibility of them trying to get Brady to come in sometime last year. But I think what a lot of people are failing to realize is that AOC, now it's, mind you, when we say all this stuff, this, he was through in. He wasn't even supposed to start. So he was through into situations, and uh there was many. So he had interception woes in a couple games. Like I remember his first game, the Charger game, where he threw the pick that, we could have tied it. We were that close. Bad play calling, but it was, I don't know. I just felt like he was set up for failure, because they should have just ran the ball and we would have eventually got in there. Um, but yeah, like I said, his first year making mistakes. The game against Miami, he did throw. He trusted Tucker, another rookie, alongside him, and Jalen Ramsey came up on 2. So there was a lot of things that he needed to do better, but at the same time, he was a rookie, and so you see, he didn't really. Though a lot of people say he didn't win games, but there's 2 that I just remember: the Charger game, and I remember the picks in the Miami game. Someone I forgot who was talking about it, but they were talking about the Minnesota game where he threw a crucial one too. So, but I believe in the guy. I really do. I feel, I'm not saying. I just feel he's not a bum. He's not a bum. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I'm saying he's not a bum. I could have full faith in either him or Minshew going into the season. Because I feel like, so this is just my opinion. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but I feel like since AOC finished strong last year, and I mean you have a damn good backup with Minshew, so I feel like you would start with AOC, of course, because it'd be hard to kind of go back to him after, say, starting Minshew, because I think either one is gonna last. Because my take on why I'm not really worried about the quarterback position is the offense that we've built around it. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want to say this name, but I think nah, yeah, why not? I think Hoyer. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not going to. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to. But I think AOC and Minshew will do fine with this offense. They built a damn good looking offense. 2 damn good tight ends. Now, remember we were talking about maybe the Raiders knew something that we didn't know about Mayer. I see Mayer practicing. I see him going hard. So this just might be just that. I called it kind of a lot of people say luxury pick, or I call it icing on the cake pick, because we have the weapons. We had Jacoby, we had Devontae, but we needed a little extra. And for me, I wanted either another speedy weapon, a third wide receiver, which we have got right after the draft. We got Michael Gallup, and I wanted just another weapon, because, like I said, we could build this defense, but if we can't score points, we're gonna make it even harder on our defense. So we got weapons, we can score points. Michael Gallup. We added Michael Gallup, which was a great addition to the team because he's a vet. All we got to work now is on the chemistry, but I'm sure that'll all come together. So, like I said, man, like if you look at this offense, who's the weak link on the offense now? Not saying weak, but this running back would probably be our not so strongest area, but we can do that. See, and I'm gonna tell you why. We have a team that's built to score points. And yes, the running game is important, but with the weapons we have, we could tear the league up. We will eventually establish a running game at some point. Something will happen, a player will pop, but just right now, it doesn't look that sexy. But there's some good guys in that room, and I feel like Zamir will get better, and he just needs to add just a little bit more wiggle to his game. And it is what it is. You're either gonna get better or you're not. So I mean, the only way we know is to go. So I really think, looking at the whole offense, I feel like this helps out Devontae for sure because it just gives us another guy with Bowers in the slot as a tight end. You can't double everybody. That's the problem. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for what we did with Brock Bowers. Now, for Mr. Jackson Powers Johnson, that was on a lot of our wish list, and I feel like a lot of us thought it kind of wouldn't happen, or we were able to just get him, and then it would kind of fall, kind of short from there. But we ended up getting him, and I'm excited, and I like the type of person that he is. He doesn't care what position. He's like, hey, whatever they ask me to do, I'm gonna do it. And that's the start right there. Run through the wall. Very good player, very talented. He can play pretty much damn near all positions, and which will be, crucial for injuries and just trying to figure out what we're gonna do on this line. Because if you look at it, I know right now everyone's labeled as, this person right tackle, this person guard, this person, but once they get into camp and everything like that, and they start moving stuff around, because basically they're just trying to find that puzzle piece that fits and makes this offensive line, pretty much unstoppable. And I think that's why you're seeing these pieces, these different pieces added. And because we had some, I think it was pretty much last year too. We were going through the swapping out of the O line, especially at the guard position too. And it was just, trying to find that perfect fit. So I feel our line's way better this year than it was last year and the year before. Even though the year before, Jacobs led the league in rushing and was able to do a lot with, what we call not such a good line, but our line was better than, I don't know, it was good in times, but not at all times. So what we want to do is with Jackson Powers Johnson, it gives us versatility. Also, third round, we had Delmar Glaze. I had him on a couple mock drafts, kind of like later. I think it's like a 6, and I want to say possibly a 5th in one. But I didn't think he would go there. At 3, at the third round. But I feel like we addressed the need. Of course, we wanted a tackle that we kind of all knew, a little bit, to be a stronger player, but we at least got addressed the position. So we'll see. Now, like our goal at the beginning of the draft was to have, I mean, for me, I said 4, the first 4th round picks should be starters. And this was, I think, the only questionable one, unless they love him over Munford and Wagner. But I don't know. We still got camp to deal with, but we'll see how that goes. But I still see, because like I said, most of the needs we had the number 1. We just needed someone to hold the number 2 position or that back, that depth piece. So I think that's what we did. We connected the dots on a lot of the things that we needed to shore up, and we got some bonuses. I think the Brock Bowers was kind of like a bonus, which you can't be mad at because how many times have we just made terrible first round picks? And that one was kind of a juicy, kind of sexy pick. But now DeCamerion Richardson. Now I remember him the first time I kind of heard of him was the when they were doing the 40-yard dashes and stuff like that. So he definitely had speed, definitely like that. And it's funny though because his name kind of stuck out to me because I'd never heard that name, DeCamerion. But yeah, curious to see who emerges out of him and Mr. Bennett. So for the DB position, we addressed it late. He was maybe one mock of mine, just as like a probably because I didn't take a DB in the first round pick, and I took somebody else, so we had to get a DB. So I think I selected him. But yeah, I just really want to see between him and Bennett. Somebody has to take a Meek spot, and somebody has to take the other side of Jack Jones. So I'm hoping it's they're two of two, and one of them can fill one role, one can fill the other. So that way we don't have to keep drafting and keep searching and signing vets, and we can save some of that money. But if these guys or one of these guys don't work out, then we'll have to go the veteran route. And now I want a pro. I want either Gilmore or Xavier Howard. Preferably whoever's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to save us some coin if I can. But yeah, DB was definitely an important decision, so we took care of that. Hopefully, we'll see. But we got speed, guys. We got speed with Bennett and him. And for what KC did in the draft with Worthy, somebody's got to keep up with that boy. So, and Worthy's a damn good route runner too. So he's going to be very shifty. So that's why I'm glad that we did address that. But I feel like we still could address it a little bit better. Now Tommy Eckenberg, the linebacker. I had him on a couple mock drafts, and I thought he would have been earlier. I thought he would have been maybe third, probably fourth, probably at the least. But the way the draft shifted, it shifted pretty much a round over for everybody. So yeah, so Eckenberg. We've been talking about linebacker depth, and this is about the best linebacker we've added to our squad that was actually a linebacker. Because we had the Diablos and Spillane we got from Pittsburgh, and Masterson was one of ours, but Masterson is doing a damn good job for what he was, UDFA, and we just always needed some depth because of injuries, and just making sure that we had enough linebackers. So we added him. Very excited for that pick. I definitely feel like he's gonna make some noise in that locker room, and he will find himself on that field this year early. We have with the round 6 pick, 208, we had Dylan Labe. Shout to Raider Rundown, man. If you guys haven't seen it, he had a great interview with Dylan Labe. Definitely check it out. Definitely fired up after watching it. Just excited for the season, man. These boys are coming in hungry and they're ready to work. So shout out Raider Rundown. Shout out the whole squad over there, man. Dylan Labe. So a lot of people, know we need a receiving back. I mean, we got Amir Abdullah. He's, he would be our go-to in that department for now. But definitely adding the youth and just that grinder, man. Just that that player is just gonna not worried about the stats and not worried about that. He's just there to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got with Dylan Labe. Like I said, Raider Rundown has a great interview with him. Very the kid's excited to be here, and he's excited to make the people that did not pick him pay. So I'm excited for him, and I hope he gets to give him the business. Now, a very popular choice, the Trey Taylor pick, and shout to Turf too for, I think he was the one that said that about pretty much how it came full circle was AP and Trey Taylor were together in Pop Warner. Like AP coached him in Pop Warner, and it's funny he makes it. That's how you know God is real, y'all. How things just come full circle, just to let you know. And very excited for him. I really feel like he's gonna definitely make some noise. And Palomio. Oh no, I'm gonna say either Chris Smith. He's gonna make Chris Smith um, sweat. He's gonna make him sweat a little bit because I think he's gonna come in there, and I think that's maybe the spot that he could take. He could possibly take. So Chris Smith, prove me wrong, man, and ball out. But I just feel like Palomio, I think will be solid in that position. He's a solid backup to Epps and Merrick. So I feel like somebody's got to emerge as that fourth safety. And Chris Smith, we barely heard anything from him. He's more like a special teams specialist. So, yeah, so excited for the safety room, and which is good too because I'm glad. Like really, like I was saying before the draft, we just needed one of everything. You know what I mean? Just to kind of pair up with our top guys. And now we added, so just in case we lose Epps, because we got married. So if we lose Epps, we can get somebody, and Trey Taylor could probably step into that spot too. And then for our 7th round pick was MJ Devonshire from Pitt. So this was his take. This was his take on Devonshire. He said, "My take. The Raiders concluded their draft by taking their second cornerback of the day in Devonshire, who is more a physical defender who does not shy away from bump and run coverage than a speedy DV. Though he did run a 4.45 40, the 5'11", 186-pound Devonshire led Pitt with 4 interceptions last year, including a pick 6, and had 10 PBUs in the 12 games with 9 starts. Las Vegas split their 8 draft picks evenly between offense and defense. They had 4 offense, 4 defense. That's interesting too. So like how I talked about, we wanted to even our team out. Because there was the only thing we did address it in with the UDFAs. I don't have that list on me, but we could talk about that one at another time. But yeah, the UDFAs, I was excited for them too, and but we added 2 DBs, and on most of my mock drafts, I try to add an extra DB. Just because we need depth, man. Like there's a lot of running DBs do a lot of grunt work with covering these receivers and stuff like that. Like they do most of the tackling and the, you know what I mean? It's in the trenches too, but these are the guys that have to chase these fast guys down. So we got a very, very special guest joining us. Again, salute AR.
What's going on, Raider Nation, Chase? Always a pleasure to pulling up to your stream. Everybody in the chat, how are we all?
Salute, man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, we're just breaking this draft down, and just kind of, how it kind of worked out, and how people kind of talked about our picks. Like the Bowers pick was, a surprise to most. But like I said,
about that. About that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to brag and stuff like that because at the end of the day, it's about bettering the team. That's the only thing that matters to me is us getting better. Because you know what I mean. If we don't win, it means nothing. You know what I mean. So,
right. So, just before we move, people in the chat, and I see you all, Cheeto, Twan, Ray Love, salute to everybody, Circus. Okay, so the weekend, was it the weekend before the draft or a few days before the draft?
I think it was, pretty much it was the weekend before. Yeah, the weekend before the draft.
Okay, so the weekend before the draft, I come and grace myself on yours truly's channel to debate some, we'll talk about the draft and that, and we got on the topic of, you started to talk about the prospect of drafting a tight end. More specifically, you named Brock Bowers. And I hadn't done my research like many of us. I'm not the only one, people in the chat. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you were the same as me. We didn't do our research on the tight end prospects, but regardless, look, I'm here to eat crow. I kind of scoffed at the notion of us taking a tight end, and yeah, here I am eating my humble pie. So I got it wrong, Jason. You got it right. So
Yeah. Hey, but you
salute
know
to you.
what? No need for that. Because I mean, basically, here was my secret. Our first round picks are always crazy, so I tried to think outside the box of like and I just we talked about that all the time. We talk about the tight end situation, how our tight ends like the last couple years have been MIA. And
Right.
so even though like it of course wasn't our number one need, but it I feel like it was a need, and I think they hit it out the park. Cause I mean, if you're gonna reach, I mean, reach for it all, get it all. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they added that. And so I was talking about this a little earlier. Is remember that we were saying maybe they know something about Mayer, maybe that foot is kind of still lingering, but I see the boy going hard in practice. So I see him running. So I mean, I
Right.
think we just got a dope ass tight end room right now.
Well, upon further research and educating myself on Bowers after we selected him, look, I'm all aboard. This guy seems to be a stud, and quite possibly the best tight end prospect in years. So to get a guy like that, I'm all for now. Like I was a little unsure at the time of the pick, but upon educating myself and being more aware of the player that he is, I definitely am more happy with it. And maybe that's not so much a shade on Mayer. Maybe we might, run these dual tight end sets that we spoke of in yesteryears that on paper we were supposed to run, but we never did. But maybe with this new scheme with what's our offensive coordinator? Yeah,
Oh,
Luke
guess
Getzey.
yeah.
Maybe with his scheme, we might see more of it now that we've got the two very young, very talented uh, tight ends in the rooms. So, I mean, Mayer's still got time to, still needs to grow. I mean, he's got time. I mean, hopefully he takes a second year jump, but Bowers is a guy who, on paper, there's no reason why it shouldn't work out. Like, this guy apparently has a ceiling that is of epic proportions at the tight end position. And that would be really nice to see us carry on the legacy of good tight ends in the room. I mean, in the last decade and a bit, since I've been a fan, that's always been a luxury that we've had. Despite other roster deficiencies, we've always had a pretty good tight end room. Last year was quite disappointing, probably the least productive from a reception standpoint that we've had at the tight end spot for the last 12 years now. So I'd like it to be better, and the drafting of Bowers might be the start. So, yeah, shout out to you, Jason. You got it right.
No, it's all good. It happens. It happens very rarely, but hey, it happened. No, no, but no, but just definitely, I was excited with that pick because it was kind of like one of those. So it was similar to the Tyree Wilson pick last year, but it was kind of I was more on board with this than the Tyler because it was kind of the similar situation too because Tyler Wilson fell last year too because he kind of slipped a little bit down because I know he was like in the top. I want to say 7 or 8, something like that last year, and then somehow, some way, he made
Sorry,
it.
who slid down? Tyler
Oh,
Wilson?
yeah, or sorry, Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson.
Tyler Wilson.
I
Well, you
said
mean the
Tyler Wilson.
quarterback we drafted
Yeah,
back in 2013?
man, hey, yeah, Tyree Wilson. Yeah, when he slid, like it was kind of when because Jalen Carter was on the board, Anthony Gonzalez was on the board, so I thought it was either one of those, and I was like, either way, And then we make the Tyree Wilson. It was just like, huh, okay, well, I guess like, hey, I guess that's what we're doing. But this one, I was more like, okay, I could see I could see it doing more good than bad.
Right. And how many times have we talked about, like, why can't we just go for best player available when we've taken on paper guys who fill a need in most of our round one, specifically draft picks for the last, God, since I've been a fan since 2009. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only real exceptions to it was, for me, maybe Khalil Mack. You know what I mean? Best player available. We took him, and sure enough, look how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully a similar scenario, right?
Yeah, I hope so. The Jackson Powers pick was one of my favorites. That was definitely a 1-2 because I felt like the first two picks were fire. You know what I mean? With the Bowers pick, even though questionable, you could see once you kind of see what they're seeing, it's like, okay, I could see that. And then with that pick, I was like, okay, with Powers, yes, because he was definitely on the wish list, something that we definitely needed and we needed to get early. And we were able to secure both of those early. So, and then when we got to Delmar Glaze, that was kind of like, okay, we kind of lost our steam a little bit. But I kind of see what they were seeing, that basically it was kind of everyone was going to start grabbing these guys. So they were like, well, before we lose out, we might as well grab them. And the length on the guys' arms and stuff like that, I guess, was really kind of one of the major things, because you do need long arms to be a tackle. That's why a lot of these tackles kind of get shifted to guard, because it's, more kind of a little bit more suitable. But I don't know. It's he was kind of off my radar. I admit, like I had him on a couple mocks just to get a tackle in the room, but yeah, I kind of that was a little bit of a shocker for me, but I see why they did it though.
Well, with the Powers pick, that worked out brilliant for us because uh, apparently he was the best player on the board, as well as he fills a need in interior,
Mhm.
whether it be at center or whether it be at guard. They say that it's Andre James's job. They called him apparently during the draft process and said, "Look, the job's still yours. Um, on paper, we should be slotting Jackson Powers Johnson uh, on one of the guard spots, whether it's left or right, and Dylan Parham being the other guy. So yeah, like another pick on paper that should pan out. I mean, you know, having the highest graded pass protection in the draft, fantastic. I think they hit it out of the ballpark. He gives me shades of like Stefan Wisniewski, and on paper, like at the very least, he should be a decent enough guy. Ceiling, he could be great. He could be the next good slash great interior guy that we have, like because we've had good success with drafting, having interior guys in the door. You know what I mean? That right tackle's been a position that's always been kind of in flux. To your point with Delmar Glaze, but I think with Delmar Glaze, like maybe that's a sign of their approval of Mumford being the guy, a guy I've been giving high praise to, and I think should hopefully take that third year leap and make that right tackle his own. And just when you think about it, what I really like about this offensive line is that for the most part, it's very young. You know what I mean? Like most of these
Yes.
guys, the guys taking their third year leaps, they're like 25. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at Parham, Mumford. Andre James is still pretty young. I believe he's in his 27, 28, whatever he is. Colton Miller is 28, 29. Um, so to have like a good mix of like experience and some fresh guys in Jackson Powers Johnson, but they're all still young. We don't have any cats who should be starting that are over the age of 30 plus. You know what I mean? Like it's not that old. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s myself, but like when it comes to American football, the NFL level, like that kind of gets a little bit older, on the older side of things. Not to say that they can't play, but it's nice to see that we've got a young line. My only minute gripe, and maybe this is something Jackson Powers Johnson can fill.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I would like us to have like an enforcer type guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see that with Parham, Miller, Mumford, or James. Like they're all decent enough or slash good in their own right,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm saying? Like an enforcer, like
That,
Pan,
that
like a Semele, like
like
Hudson. You know what I mean? Like someone
yeah,
like if another team's going to mess
incognito.
around, the Incognito, the perfect
Yeah.
example. The
Mhm.
guy is going to be the first one to step up to the plate and be the one to lay down the law, so to say, if a defensive player gets out of line. You know what I mean? So Yeah.
you got
Hopefully, that's a something that Jackson Powers can bring to the table. I'm not sure about that side of his game, but maybe, possibly, hopefully.
Yeah, we do. You do have a good point about that too. We don't have any. We have a bunch of nice guys on our.
Yeah, nice
On our
guys. As long as they play well, that's fine. That's the
yeah,
main thing. But like, it's a little bit of a luxury. But like, it'd be nice to have that guy that you know, it's going to lay down the law when it needs to happen. You know what I mean?
that nasty. Yeah, definitely. Man, we got our boy Leo in the building too, man. I was gonna say,
Yo,
What's up, bro?
what's going
come on,
on,
Cheeto.
man?
How you doing? How you doing? What's up, AR?
Man,
Hair
good
looking
to
slick, my friend. Hair looking
Oh.
slick. What's going on?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, my boy showing off the curls. I see you.
I know. I just got my hat. Hold up.
Okay,
What's going on, man? You going on date night or something tonight?
yeah,
Actually, it's a family birthday today, but yeah.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
eat some good food for me. You know, tap something for me. You know what I'm saying? And man, enjoy.
Is it for the wrestling?
No. It's my niece's birthday party. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Backlash is on, I think, right about now. So I was gonna
Yeah, like 20
watch
minutes.
that
That's
when
why, I got
we
the.
finished up here.
Oh damn,
Yeah.
yeah, hella early. Damn.
It's in France.
Oh, that's why I was like, damn, I've never seen
Yeah.
but damn, that early. For
Yeah, they
sure.
flip the timetables when it's like international. So because it's in France,
Yeah.
it's on early for you guys.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So man, Leo, what's up, man? We were just talking about really we were getting into the first 2 to 3 selections that we made with Bowers, Powers, and Glaze. That sounds like a law firm for real.
It did. When you
It
say it like
does.
that, it does.
It
I'm like,
does.
that look crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 through
Powers,
3.
power, and glaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, powers, and glaze.
Lawyers and associates.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna get. Wow, we're gonna get some shirts made, Leo. Get some shirts made. Maybe we can make that happen.
Hey, for real, huh? Hey, that's a good idea.
You know what
I'll
I'm
get that with
saying?
Law
you
firm.
later.
How
Hey,
about
the
that?
firm.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. So what'd you think of Bowers? What'd you think of the first pick?
Man, I was shocked because I didn't see that happening. Like we were there, and then we saw what happened with Penix. So I'm like, fuck, there goes the quarterback, whatever. So my mind went straight to Fuaga. Like we're getting Fuaga. Like we're getting Fuaga. We're getting Fuaga. Not even paying no mind that Bowers was still up there. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, it was just Fuaga. And then when they said the tight end, I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, I was shocked. I really was. Me and Chris were shocked. Turf was pissed. He was pissed, bro. He wanted to leave Detroit that day.
Oh
But
my goodness.
I mean, once I settled down and thought about it, like I've watched Bowers play a lot in college football.
Yeah.
Like Georgia's one of the SEC teams that I like because they're like my Alabama killer.
Yeah.
So I like Bowers a lot. I know what he can do as a weapon. He's not just a tight end. He's a freely like a weapon X, like a Swiss Army knife. You can line him up as running back. You can line him up in the slot. You can put him up on the outside. And the kid can ball. So I mean, once I calmed down and settled down and was like, all right, we didn't get, I guess, the guy I wanted. So then I was like, cool, you know, he's a weapon that we have and a great value for where we got him at. I honestly thought he was going to go to the Chargers or the Jets earlier, but they didn't. They decided to go O-line as well. So I was just like, all right, fuck it. So it was cool. It was cool to see that.
Oh damn. Yeah, it was so I was kind of just, you know, even though I had said it, it was like a week before, you know what I mean? And I was thinking that would be nice. It was one of those, man, that would be nice though if we had, you know, something.
Oh, so you had
like,
said it. I was watching you guys right now.
Yeah, it was so, and it was so crazy because when they called the pick, I was like, I called it. That's crazy, like, because I know we always do crazy stuff with our first round. You know what I mean?
We do.
It was kind of like, damn, I could see them kind of going, you know, like off the wall and getting, and then I think Atlanta messed the whole draft up, man. Like that
threw it off.
That threw everything. People were like, "Wait, what?" So you picked an injury-prone quarterback to take over for a quarterback that's getting off Achilles injury. I was just like that. It didn't even begin to make sense. Like,
Yeah, it still don't make sense to me. I hear
yeah,
people try to justify it, and I'm like, that don't make no sense to me.
yeah,
Still,
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, it was like, what? Like, why? It was like they just felt like they wanted to do something. And then last year, I think, what did they do? The running back, was that what they did with their first pick? Was it the what was the guy? Not
Who?
not Gibbs, but it was the guy that Atlanta.
Oh, Bijan Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, Bijan. Yeah, so it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that was crazy because that was
Mhm.
a crazy pick last year for them. I felt like they had so many needs, and then they picked a running back, which
Yeah, especially now the way they don't really value running back. Because look at after the first running back was taken like what way in the later on. It wasn't even in the first round. It was
yeah,
that dude from Texas. Yeah.
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 Was that Bijan? Was
The
that
last year it was Bijan Robinson. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah? It's crazy. Like, what was your favorite pick?
My favorite pick was JPJ.
Yeah, definitely so.
It was JPJ because especially after we got Bowers,
Yeah,
I was like, watch us fuck around in because I was with MC Raider and he's
Yeah.
like, I want a running back. I'm like, bro, how are we gonna get it tight end and then a running back?
yeah.
Like, who's gonna block for these dudes? Right. So my thing was always being offensive line, and then we had realized JPJ was still up there. So Chris was like, I want JPJ. I wanted a dude from Notre Dame, Fisher, I think was his name, one of the
Yeah.
guards.
Blake.
And then,
Is it Blake Fisher or something like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when once we saw JPJ, bro, I was like, that was
Yeah.
it. That was perfect.
I was like, we're 2 for 2. I was like, hey, 2 for 2.
yeah, yeah,
Because it was starting. We were starting to kind of build, and I'm like, okay, this is going, because it was hitting spots that we could definitely need. Even though, like I said, the tight end one was kind of crazy because we're like, okay, we just got Mayer. We were thinking, unless they know there's an injury that's kind of still lingering. But
Mhm.
I've seen them in all those, where they're playing and throwing to each other.
Yeah.
I see him running, going hard. So like, I mean,
Yeah.
and we just got some icing on the cake.
I was telling people, like, I don't know if you remember the New England days when they had Gronk and Hernandez.
Oh, do I?
I mean, Gronk was like the big body, fucking yeah, and then Hernandez was like
He's
the
like,
multiple weapon one. That's what Bowers reminds me of. There you go.
They were cold, bro.
They were cold, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And
kind of
then-
like what taking Brock reminds me of.
And then remember we said that last year with we were saying, that they were gonna add when we had Waller, and then I forgot who the other was it? It wasn't Moreau, but it was, so we had added somebody and they were like, oh, this is gonna be just like, but I think this is gonna be like
This is gonna be like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is gonna be it. And then so were you one of those people like myself that every round, I think after the third, it could have been after the third, was like, okay, let's get Rattler. Let's get Rattler still up. Rattler's still on the board.
You know what? I was more on the Jordan Travis train,
Yeah.
but when I saw we didn't take Rattler, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Maybe they're I don't know what they're waiting for, but I saw some other quarterbacks were still up there, like Pratt, Jordan, and Milton and all that shit. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw the Saints took Rattler. I'm like, damn, they took our tackle and our quarterback.
They like all our leftovers.
Right?
They like to get all our leftovers.
Because
Hey,
the Glaze one shocked me. It really did.
Yeah.
That one I was like,
yeah,
what?
Because I think everybody was there too, and I was just like, okay. I mean, but damn, because I was the one saying, I think I said Brandon Rice's damn name every round, like after, because I was like, okay, we gotta get him now, like he's there, because I don't know, maybe they know something that we don't know, but I thought he was good. He was a good wide receiver.
I think maybe they were. Was it the speed that was the thing? He's not that fast, right?
Yeah, he's like a 4.5,
4.5, which is crazy to me. If I could run 4.5, I'd be ecstatic, bro.
Man. Oh hell yeah! I know. Isn't that crazy what they consider slow? It's like it's just regular.
4.3, 4.5, like that's still fast.
Yeah, I know. Really though, like that's still fast. You can still get to the end zone like that. Because remember we talked about JJ not being able to get break, but he got there a few times.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, Brendan Rice would have been cool. He was one of them. I know I wanted Cam Hart, the corner out of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
and
again,
where
he's
did
on the slower end. He wasn't a 4-3-4-4
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, this draft was crazy. It kind of went. It was kind of odd. Like it pushed everybody around at least off.
Mm-hmm.
Like who we thought was gonna be a second round ended up like thirds and fourth rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Brendan Rice was one that I just wanted to add just for a third wide receiver because that's something we didn't target at all in the draft. I was kind of we did get some UDFA's
You,
and a
you know what? They didn't, but if you look at that kid, the running back, Laurie,
oh
Lobby,
yeah, Labe.
and Labe, yeah,
Yeah,
he is kind of like in that where he can line up like a outside receiver as well in the inside. But I get what you're saying. We didn't get like a true, I guess, number 2 or number 3 future wide
yeah.
receiver to develop. But yeah,
Yeah, because we do have the number one already. We got a solid two. But
mm-hmm.
if we could get him and turn him to a star at that third wide receiver position, we're
Yeah,
gold. We're golden. But getting Bowers kind of took the pressure off that a little bit
yeah,
because
because
now
they kind of can use him for that. Yeah,
you know what I'm
that third
saying.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's forgetting about Gallup. I mean, I know not the greatest signing or whatever, but a decent signing for a third option. Yeah,
And
definitely
Trey
good.
Tucker,
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
he worked on his hands and being able
Yes.
to catch the ball with his hands, not his body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
He's got to start getting to the ball. Like
he's
start
got to start getting,
coming, helping his quarterback out, getting to
yeah,
that ball.
because he could do that. Then because he made some good catches. Like I was rewatching last year stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like Trey Tucker made some good catches. He had some big drops, key drops also.
Yeah.
So if he can clean those up, but yeah, I'm think they're more confident in that than like say we wanted that weapon, but with Bowers being added on, it kind of like okay, we're cool on that third wide receiver type. That's why I was like with Michael Gallup, I was like if he can even play a little bit like he did in Dallas that year before he got injured, like I'd be cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, see, that's what I'm kind of looking at. All I can do is look at your last, the best of your last plays.
Mm-hmm.
So and I think that gives whoever's quarterback, if it's AOC, Minshew, whoever, a solid room around them. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
mean, so basically, if you don't succeed this year, AOC, it's because you suck. Now I'm not saying you suck, but I'm saying if you
Right.
don't succeed with the team that's around you, then that means that you really suck. And everything that I've been trying to, show people that you are, a decent quarterback. I'm not saying he's the best, but I feel like for what he did last year, I'm impressed with that. He didn't have to get pulled. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because we could have went back to Jimmy G. We could have went back to Hoyer. Well, we probably wouldn't have went back to Jimmy G, but we could have went to Hoyer for the rest of the season or somebody, and they stuck with him. They let him get it out. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't like a bum. And he didn't cause us just like, he played. I know he had his little rough spots and stuff like that, but it's his first year. And he wasn't even supposed to be in there anyway. So
Yeah.
you know what I
That's
mean? Like,
I've been a huge critic of O'Connell because I was
yeah.
one of the guys who wanted a quarterback.
Yeah.
Trevor always be yelling at me, "Go watch the film! Go watch the film! Go watch the film!" So then I was making this little video of like a recap of our first game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And I was watching that game, and I was like, you know what? For having messed up as much as he did, he still had us in that damn game.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that last interception he threw, misread on him, or I heard you earlier say, bad play call, they could have ran it because JJ was killing them that game. Or even the Minnesota one. I was there, and we didn't move much, but when we finally got to the red zone, it was Renfro who fumbled.
Damn.
And that would have been the scoring opportunity. Yeah. So
Damn.
I mean, I could see the development. My biggest thing right now is now that he's back in a West Coast type offense with Getsy and get some more experienced coordinator. Maybe not on play calling, but as far as having been around more in the NFL, is hopefully he will continue to develop that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the offense now. Like running back.
See, that's still my biggest question mark is running.
Yeah, like I would say, I would agree. I would definitely say that like if we look at our offense, we could add some, but there's no I think the free agents that are available
At
or
this
anything
point,
like it's
you have what we have with our stable and We decided to go by committee, so now we just got to see how that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we're geared up, I don't feel like we even need to, we run the ball just to make them respect it. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like our shit is going to be throwing that ball. You know what I mean? I think that's
That's
where
what it
we're.
looks like, right? It's going to be like we're
Yeah.
going to be more pass oriented, which is going to be a little weird for a Luke Getsy type offense because they do run the ball.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe with Zeus does break out. I mean, I met him here in LA.
Nice.
Dude's big. He's big,
Yeah.
bro. He's huge.
Zeus.
I'm like,
Damn.
that's why they call him Zeus.
Yeah.
Like Jesus. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
So
he
it's
can just
kinda
add a little bit more wiggle to his game, like we'll be. I think we'll be all right. I really feel like we're gonna be all right.
Or even with the 1-2 punch too, with Abdullah and now with the rookie too.
Yeah.
Being able to mix them in there for that 1-2 punch, kind of like Detroit does. With Montgomery and Gibbs, they have that 1-2 punch with the difference in the running backs.
And we've been
I can see he's doing something like that, especially with the inside of our O line being so much stronger now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude Powers too. He's gonna be nasty too.
He's a nasty boy.
I forgot. When they were doing the call, because I don't know whatever Antonio said to him. He said, I'm a keys. I'll whoop anybody's ass for you. What I'm saying?
I like that.
He's like, it's like we gonna have some dogs, man. Like, because
we're gonna have some dogs.
I'm so because I know you said you wanted to go the quarterback route, but aren't you glad? Like looking at it now, do you regret the draft, like taking just all the picks all together versus us trading the picks? Would you, if you could do it again, would you rather us have this draft that we just had, or would you rather us have traded up for a quarterback?
You know what? When it comes to that, I'm glad Telesco was there because he didn't crumble to the pressure. You have to trade up to go get Jaden. I wanted Jaden, but I also didn't want to give up too much. Like I had a limit of how much you should give up. And I know reports came out that offers were given, but they thought it wasn't enough. Well, then fuck it. That wasn't it. It was not going to happen. So I would have been cool with one in the later rounds. But I guess after the draft, in my mind, they believe more in these quarterbacks than I do as a fan. And that's cool because they're the ones who were there. Mm-hmm. It's Coach AP, Tom, the whole coaching staff. If they believe that much in these dudes that they felt they didn't have to draft one, so then cool. I'm cool with it. That's what we rocking with, and that's what I'm going to be at too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a tricky one too because like with AOC, it's kind of like he did just enough to deserve a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like I can't give up on him yet, man. Like,
right?
Because even like I said, even if it's Minshew, like I just feel like they would probably prefer to start with AOC, hope he's developed. But if he doesn't, Minshew, and Minshew we trust for the rest of the way.
And I think that's where Tom is smarter than I thought, because if you look back at it, Minshew was one of the first free agent signings for us. Like we were like, what the hell? And back then we were like, oh, why are you going to pay so much? Yeah. But when you look at it, having Minshew kind of like didn't force you to move up and go get a guy or be stuck with like the leftovers. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with Minshew, and then after watching him on the rush, that dude just grew on me more and more and more.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. It's AR. I don't know if you agree. Like it's a tricky QB room. Like I could see either one, kind of AOC. Either we could rock with Minshew, and if that doesn't work, we could kind of go back to AOC, or vice versa. We could start with AOC. If it doesn't. Say like out of 4 games, he only wins 1, then we got to make, like just to see if he's gotten better. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Who do you feel more confident with AOC and Minshew?
Sorry, my internet service just did a Brian Hoyer and screwed the friggin' pooch. All right. As for
gerbils,
the 2 QBs we have in the room now, look. Minshew has had some success starting at other places before he came over to us. I believe he made a Pro Bowl last year, so that is something. AOC, through circumstance, had his start with us last year, and for the most part, due to circumstances, he did okay. He did well enough. My thing is that like I just want one of these guys to prove to be not just the starter, but a good starter. And it's going to be a battle between those two. There's nothing's for certain as it stands. Like who's our bona fide starter? They're going to be competing in preseason, which is going to be very interesting to see. That's the first step. The next step is I want a guy who's not just good for a minute. I want a guy who's going to be good for the long term. And that's going to be the next step for these guys. You know what I mean? Because outside of Gannon and when Derek Carr was at his best, before and after them, it was a whole list of pretty terrible to average, mediocre to guys who were good for a minute, like guys who were dear to my heart, like Bruce Gradkowski, Terrell Pryor, Jason Campbell. But that's all they were, was good for a minute. I don't want good for a minute kind of guys. Ideally, you want a guy who's going to take the franchise to the future. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if it's either of these two guys, but you know what? If it is them, cool. Like I'll be rooting for them. They're my quarterback until they show otherwise. Yeah. And may the best quarterback win and do as I said. Hopefully, prove to be not just a good for a minute guy, good for the long term.
True.
Yeah, I definitely. I feel like it will be a battle too, because I'm not. I don't see Minshew just giving in and just giving up. You know what I'm saying? Like I see him fight. Yeah, I think he's a dog. He gonna fight for that spot. So like I said, I'm confident because whoever gets the spot is gonna earn it. You know what I mean? Regardless, because I feel like the worrying is over with us now. Because you know how we used to worry about everything, like the penalty. You remember we used to be the penalty squad, get all the penalties
by a landslide. We were dead last year in, year out. Not even close.
That was our award every year.
Every year, if we didn't do anything well, we led in penalties for sure. Like we led in that stock. And it's like now, it's like I feel I'm more confident in this franchise. You know what I mean? It's like I see the moves. I see the direction they're going in. And it's like finally, you know what I mean? Because it's just too many. It's been too many head scratchers, too many kind of questionable decisions.
Let me ask you this: what is it you think that's making you more hopeful, more settled? You know, have all this? Is it the fact that who our coach is now? And you have more faith in the direction they're going? Because if you look about it, like our roster, we're cool with it. But we know these guys are the dudes we like. You know, you could obviously have better players here, there, whatever. But I'm just like you. Like, I'm really confident in this team. And I'm trying to ask myself, why am I so confident? And I think it's the change that AP brought around to it, the culture. Right. And that's what has me, like, more positive about it than just hopeful, I guess. You know? Hoping that they'll get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's go ahead, AR.
No, I agree. Just the change in vibe, the change in attitude, and the change of like the morale seems a lot higher already. You know what I mean? Like it started off with like say, a couple was it a week ago when they had the organized team activities?
Yeah,
and the turnout they had for that. You know what I mean? Like I believe like just about close to every player every able body that could make it, made it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a far cry from, I believe, last year. I don't think that was the case. They just seem so eager and wanting to do well for this guy, for this coaching regime. And I don't know. I'm like you guys. Like it's just such a reinvigorated vibe. You know, I look, I'm always going to be a Raider fan, but like last 2 seasons, it was just, I didn't like it, man. Like there was just that thing in the air, you know what I mean? Like there was just like it just didn't feel right, you know what I mean? And we all know how that turned out, right? So,
right. Yeah.
It's just it's a breath of fresh air. Like
it is.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, Leo. To answer your question too, like it's the coach too. You know, I feel like we definitely got the right person for the job. It just fits us. You know what I'm saying? Like he fits that Raider, you know, he's a Raider. So you know what I mean? Like and it's like, it's not just a name just to make the fans happy. It's a dude that's put in the work. He's done it.
Right.
Yeah, man, he's a Brady killer. You know what I mean? Like, but
and a guy who genuinely embodies what it is to be a Raider. I mean, you saw how passionate he was, and even his opening, when his opening mission statement, like I was born, into this. I was born in Compton. I was born a Raider. You know what I'm saying? Like it was not just something that he was just saying to just G up the team. Like you can tell it comes with sincerity.
It was more than just a rah-rah.
He's a sincere Raider. Like that's a far cry from that last bunch that we had in the door. Patriot,
right?
Fuck out of here.
I know what it is to win. Like I know how to do it. Y'all just gotta follow me. Like man,
yeah. See, and then
I
was like,
hey,
God.
McDaniel, what's your favorite food? Oh yeah, Boston Scrod.
Yeah. No. He would give you these. He'd be like, well, there's good food, and then there's there's pastries, and then there's different kind of gumbos, It'll just take you on just like a loop. You're like,
that was literally his answer. Boston Scrod.
I forgot what game it was, and they were asking him something if there were any positives. We played like ass. It might have been the Chicago game. He's like, our special teams did well. I'm like, really?
Yeah. I felt
we got beaten by a guy named Badgent.
Yeah.
What was he? An undrafted free agent?
Undrafted free agent, bro. Oh my god.
Badgent. The name says it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. And it's just I don't know. I was tired of his excuses. I was tired of the just circles.
I was just tired of those guys. Period.
Yeah.
Thank Christ they're gone.
Yeah.
The crazy part is his little attempt to get the locker room behind him with his little rah-rah meeting they had or whatever kind of backfired on his ass. Yeah.
Well, look, it all seems to maybe have been all a pleasant blessing in disguise because we may not have found the guy that we should have had, and now that we have in the door, you know what I mean? So this may not have come about if we didn't bring these numpties in the door, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah, because he got
maybe a setback can be a setup for bigger, better things.
Right.
Yeah, they did bring in some good players too. I can't even knock that they did over this 2 years did bring in a couple decent players.
Spillane.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There were some good picks, and we'll see what Tyree does, or Tyler, as Tyler as I like to call him.
Last draft classes, though, to me, it's still a little underwhelming. You know what I mean? We haven't had that breakout star from either draft class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've got a bunch of guys who either didn't pan out or they're all right / good, decent enough. But you know what I mean? Say what you will about Gruden and a lot of his first round draft picks in the Mayock regime, but we at least found some superstars and some cornerstones that were quite good for a while. You know what I'm saying?
They were like role players for us for a while. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like I'm still looking for that breakout player from the last 2 draft classes.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the dudes drafted this year start replacing the ones that were drafted by Ziegler and them last year. Like you talked about the safety earlier. Yeah. Like to me, that's the one who's out. Is that what is it, Chris Smith?
Chris Smith.
That's what I see too.
Where's he at? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless he's listening to us right now.
Guys like friggin' what's that cat? Malcolm Butler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys do something? Get up out of here.
Yeah. He's gonna be on the block. Yeah.
Yeah. I see a lot. Yeah.
Do something or bounce.
Which is good too, because man, it's like and nothing against Chris Smith. It's just I see, if this is your chance, either you can take that spot or Trey Taylor's gonna come in there and take your lunch.
Yeah, Taylor.
Do something.
So much hype with that
Just
kid.
do something.
Yeah. And we remember the last player that AP vouched for, you know what I'm saying? So I mean if Trey Taylor can be the same as a Jack Jones, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm gonna take his people every time. You know what I mean? Because he's done it. That's the thing with AP. He's done it, and he's done it with the damnedest. Like that line that he played with in New York.
Ooh, that was a nasty D line, bro.
Nasty. You know what I mean? So he knows about hard. Yeah, Justin Tucker was Asa Umanora. I know I said that hella wrong. My bad.
Who was the one that blew off his finger?
Oh, JPJ.
JPJ
was it
John Pierre?
Yeah, damn, I forgot his first one too. Pierre Paul.
APP, wasn't it?
Yeah, JPP.
Justin Pierre-Paul. Yeah, that's
There you
something,
go, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
him.
Jason
He was on
Pierre-Paul.
that line. Yeah,
yeah,
Puck. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
there's a reason why they won a Super Bowl and beat the
yeah.
unbeatable Patriots, right?
Yeah, and if you remember that Super Bowl, bro, they were getting after Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah, they
they
were.
were making it hard for Brady. That was one thing, and you actually just seen they weren't scared of him. They were trying to get that dude. So it's like he knows that look, he knows that mentality to get it done. So
He's
And that was a
definitely
Patriots
building the
team that
bully.
was probably, even though they won Super Bowls in later years, I would say that Patriots team was probably the best they've had, like in my
Yeah, I
time.
think that was
Even
probably
though
the
they
best
lost
one.
that game, that they were touted to be unbeatable that year. And
Yeah.
somehow, some way, the Giants found a way to beat them.
yeah, that season was
that was
incredible for
definitely the
them.
best one.
Yeah, that was nuts. That Randy Moss, that Brady to Moss. I mean,
Oh,
it
that
was
was insane.
that was crazy. I was a big Moss fan. Like when he was even when he was in Minnesota, it just sucked
Yeah.
how he came to us and gave us the least of his contribution. But I mean, just he was a monster though. He found whatever he had lost when he came to us. He
Yeah.
found it. He found it in New
Yeah, he
England.
went. That's when my football fandom started. I remember seeing Moss like balling out with the Patriots. I mean, he was up there with if not the best wide receiver in the league at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know until when you start becoming a fan, you start to learn about the team that like Randy Moss was actually with us just before. Was it just before we went to the Patriots?
Oh
Yeah, we traded him to the Patriots.
we traded we got rid of his ass after.
I didn't know that until like down the line. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
watching him like balling out with the Patriots and not thinking too
Yeah.
much of it because he's not a Raider, right?
It was a whole new Randy because like when I remember that hit, he played the Patriots too, and he got whacked. It was like a Monday night game or a Sunday night game, and he got whacked and he had like a back contusion. And ever since then, he never played. I never seen that man really do anything for us. Like, and because he came, the first couple games, he was, showing that we got Randy, we got
That first game, Kerry Collins hit him deep a couple times. Yeah,
and then he got whacked, and then after that, he was a shell. He was a shell of himself.
Yeah.
But he went over there. They lit it up, though. I mean, and it was so crazy because it was just Tom. All you see Tom is just, ugh. And then you just see.
You can see Randy go, ugh.
Yeah, like I remember
Not to mention he had time for days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Best
could build a house
quarterback
back there.
of all time. Time for days. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I'll just wait for him to get open. There he is.
And if you guys remember that season and the highlights of those catches to him, he was triple catching over like there was 3 people on him and he's still like mossing people, like you know what I mean. I'm just like, he had 3 touchdowns and I think multiple, I want to say 2 to 3 games, something like where they were tearing it up.
Real numbers.
What did you just say? He was mossing people?
Yeah. Moss was Moss. Like, hey,
isn't that where the term came from?
I mean, hey, it was so crazy just to see, like, because with 3 people on you, somebody's got to get hand. But he's just like, give me that little boy.
It's to my point though. We still use that term to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this guy mossed that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason behind it, and you just talk.
Yeah,
bro, it's still a term to this day. Whenever you see it happen, like even when Mayer did it to the Jets, remember he mossed them to get the ball. Like,
I was there for that one. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel we're okay, guys. I feel like we're gonna get to the playoffs. I'm upset that KC got Worthy, just for the simple fact that was the one team I did not want to get him. I wanted him to go somewhere out of our division or with us.
But maybe that can segue you to the guy we did take in round 4, DeCam Richardson.
DeCamrion. Now he was, like I said, he wasn't really on my scope until like the combine and the 40-yard dash.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely who do you guys think has a better chance of him and Bennett?
Want to go first, Cheetah?
You know what? All right, I'm a Bennett fan. I like Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came in with a lot of hype. He had his little woes, got pulled here and there. I think he can still come back. He's got the speed. I'm hoping another year under the same regime will do him good and he'll come back better. But having drafted those other two corners with speed, kind of like lets us know that where the direction they were going. I was a big Amik fan. I get it. I like the Amik, but he didn't have that speed. He didn't have to be able to keep up with those dudes. So with these guys, being able to come in, especially with the KC and that speed, that's killer. That's killer. So, but I mean, I hope it works out. I like the other corner actually more than I do the Cameron.
Devonshire.
Yeah, Devonshire.
Okay.
I actually like Devonshire more. But I'm just hoping as a fan, I want Bennett to be able to progress and get better. But if he doesn't, at least we have these two other dudes who can hopefully come in and see what they can do.
Why do I think Lord of the Rings when I hear Devonshire? Like the Shire.
The Shire.
You're right.
The Shire.
I definitely miss Amik too. Definitely, I just like that he was a solid piece for what he was. Because when we got him, we were like, oh, dude, small guy and all this stuff, but he filled a good role on our team, like that role player. I didn't like him in Madden though. I don't know if you guys play, Madden.
Well, yeah, because you would get mossed by him because he was so little.
Oh my god!
They never really bumped up his grade higher than like a 70 or a 71. No. Even when he was at his best, like he deserved at least to be up there in the 75 region. Like if you're a grade 70, you're no good. The only thing you're good for is like taking the dime spot, and you're not even good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like, do you guys have the experience too? Because I've noticed this. Whenever I played with DC, it just was a struggle. But when I play with AOC, I don't know. It seems like either they like AOC a lot better on Madden, but
no, I struggle with AOC, bro.
do you?
AOC's real. I haven't played with AOC, but like I must say, like my best days with Madden was like, I mean, Derek Carr usually was like in the mid 80s range, especially around that 2016 when we had Crabtree and what's his name?
AC.
Why does his name escape me? Murray Cooper.
Murray Cooper.
Yeah. Murray Cooper. You know what I mean? But I was actually at my prime back in Madden 13 when we had Terrell Pryor at quarterback, and they actually bumped his rating up when he was actually throwing well at the start of the season to like an 85. At one point, he was rated better than Robert Griffin III in his second season.
As well as that high up, he was an 85.
Yeah, he was like in the mid 80s. He was actually doing they bumped him up, and he was almost god tier to use in that Madden. Like I was able to really utilize him well, and he did a lot of the things that I like to do. I like to do option plays, but back to what you're talking about with the cornerbacks. If I can get a chance to answer that, with you're asking who we like out of Bennett and
like who has
well, look with Ja'Cory Bennett, like, look, a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, he does have some attributes that I like, we all like that speed. And I thought, like, the first couple of games, like, for the most part, he was doing okay as that number 2 guy and making some plays, like, pass deflections and that. However, his play did noticeably start to drop, and he started to lose some snaps, right? And I don't know if you've heard me talk about the jogging incident. But yeah, I don't want to see that again from a guy with 4.3 speed. It's one thing to give it. Look, every player gets burnt. You know what I mean? You could be Nnamdi Asomugha got burnt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to take your licks. It's just part of the game. You know what I mean? But it's what you do after that. You know what I'm saying? When the ball is still live, that I'm gonna notice. You know what I mean? And on this particular play, on a drag route, it was against the Steelers, and I believe it was against another rookie. Was it who's that wide receiver? Was that Pickens?
Or
Pickens, whoever, like they're one of the rookie wideouts caught it on a drag. Ja'Cory Bennett was in pursuit, so he was the guy. He was right next to him, and so what happened next? What caught my attention was like Pickens was running away from him. And this is a guy who had 4.4 speed or something in the combine, the same combine as Ja'Cory Bennett. and Jacorian Bennett is jogging, letting him get away from him. The guy ended up gaining another 20 yards upfield before running out of bounds.
Right.
That's inexcusable. For a guy with 4.3 speed, I don't want to see that happen again. You know what I mean? Like, at least hustle to the play and show some effort, which brings me back to DeCam Richardson. Now, have you guys watched his tape?
Yeah. I've been watching it. Yeah.
Now, that's the opposite of DeCam Richardson. This is a guy who's also a speedster, has good length and size, which I really like. But, like, this is a guy who, when I've watched his tape, he's either making his tackles or hustling to the point of attack to try and make a play. You know what I mean? And that's all I ask. You know what I mean? The guy is a sure tackler. You know what I mean? Like, he makes his tackles and brings them down. One particular rep I really liked was the game against LSU. I don't know if you watched that game, but like the full game highlights and having him circled like where he's at is on YouTube. And I watched it. Apparently it was one of his better games. And Jaden Daniels, you know, the guy we all wanted, he scrambled out of the pocket, and I believe it was a linebacker. He shook out of his boots. So he got past the linebacker. The next guy in line was DeCam Richardson. DeCam Richardson put the shot on, hit him out of bounds, and I was like, I like that. And I believe that's the game that like AP would have, or his scout team would have noticed, because they probably went there to scout Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
On him, or the wide receivers and whatnot.
Well,
and you know, they probably would have taken notes like, who is that guy? DeCam Richardson. So for me, like, what I didn't get on that particular rep from Jacorian Bennett is the opposite of what I believe at the very least you're going to get. Like, whether he can be like a playmaker on the ball or someone who can get you turnovers, like interceptions and that, like, is to be seen. But he's at the very least going to be a sure tackler in run support and that. Or when a player is breaking away, he's going to make that tackle. So that's something I really like from DeCam, as well as his like physical attributes. He's a fast guy. He's got good size. Like, he's actually taller than a lot of these other cats we bring in the room. Like, he's 6'2". You know what I mean? So I do like that.
Yeah.
Like that dude Kyrie Jackson, I think someone snatched him right before we were gonna pick for one of those, and I'm hoping, I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that's what was the direction they were gonna go.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just got kind of snatched because he was a big DB too. I feel like he was like 6'3", you know what I mean? Good size, 2+. So like,
but he didn't have the speed though. But he was a big guy.
Yeah. He's got the size, because usually these big the speedsters are like the smaller guys. Usually, like Corey Bennett's like he's just shade under 6 foot, isn't he? He's like 5'8".
He's like 5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Like 5'10".
Now, remember, we had DeMarcus Van Dyke, who was a 4'2", guy. He was like in that 5 foot something region.
Oh my God, Van Dyke! That's
I was gonna say,
but never really panned up for us. But like, that's something I like even more so with Richardson. Like, he's tall and he's fast.
Yeah, one of our draft picks not working. That's crazy. I was like, man,
Al Davis is not working out.
Right. Hey, there's a short list of ones that did make it, and then like we could go on for days with the ones
that didn't. Yeah.
Right.
I was trying to reach out to Stanford Route, man. Like, I wanted to kind of chop it up with him because like, even though
he was a good corner,
bro.
Like
Route, I felt
he
like
was good as a number 2, but remember when Nnamdi left, and we paid Stanford Route the money we should have given Nnamdi, and we banked on him being the number 1 guy, and he just wasn't it. I used to call him Stanford throw a freaking flag route. How many flags he got that year? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's true. When we moved them to 1, it was a big difference.
It's like he was always getting beat, and whenever he did make a play, flag.
Yeah. That was a great point, because he was a pretty good number 2, but then he was a horrible one.
And there's a big difference between being CB1 and 2. Like, there's a big difference in what you got to do and your expectations. But AR made a good point with Richardson, because watching the tape, that was the one thing I didn't notice was his ability to go in and make a play and a tackle, not just cover it, but he would be like an all-in. Even with both the corners we drafted, they'll go all up in there and make a play. Like no more of this Ole, Marcus Peters type shit.
Well, he led the league in tackle in the SEC in tackles, I believe,
Which was
or he was at
crazy
least
when you
up there.
think about it, right?
150 tackles in his last 2 years. Yeah, Ole. But yeah, you're not going to get that with DeCam Richardson. Like he's the opposite of the Marcus Peters. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to come down to can we coach him up to not just be a tackle kind of guy, but also a playmaker. You know what I mean? Like
that'll be
that's going to be the coach's job to get him up to speed. Because if he can become a playmaker, then he could be the total package. I mean,
yeah,
shit. Right?
Yeah. So hopefully one of these guys can step up, if not both.
Right.
And let me see who was. Eckenberg. I think we talked about. We talked about. Yeah. That was. I felt like we jumped back on board after that pick. The Cameron one was a good one too because I wanted a DB for sure. So
the more I think about the DeCam Richardson pick, the more I like it.
Yeah. I feel like that pick because the Delmar Glaze was kind of like I don't know. But
was like.
But the Richardson and the Eckenberg put us right back on track. I felt like that was.
I think it's similar to Bowers. Like I had to kind of marinate on it a little bit, do some research, and then think about it. And the more I speak out loud with you guys, like, you know what, I actually am liking it more and more now that I'm speaking out loud what I'm thinking. So this could be another Nate Hobbs type deal where we picked a cornerback in that mid to late round and we hit on him. But anyway, sorry, continue with them. Eichenberg.
Yeah. No, I like the pick. I'm pretty sure he was on most of our, mock drafts at some point. But, getting some good competition in the LB room. Diablo can miss a game or two, So it's kind of good to have somebody that can kind of jump in there and plug in. We've used Masterson. I think the best. We've got the best out of Masterson. Just over this couple years, just because of us not having depth in that position. And it's like I said, Diablo kind of finds the sidelines a lot. And we've needed this for so long. We got Bernie last year, so now it's like you kind of compare basically Eckenberg versus Bernie.
Yeah,
because you're gonna say who's gonna take that step. Because we got Bernie, is Bernie gonna step up, or is Eckenberg? I mean, even though they're different positions, technically.
Well, they're the same position, just a different style of linebacker. But I'm not sold on this. I was never sold on this. Bernay Cat since we brought him in the door, and I'm still not sold on it. Another guy is like, show me something.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have a weekend at Bernie's ever. So
never.
Yeah. Hey, but so it's like you said, a lot of these guys are going to get bumped out. I think Chris Smith might get bumped out. I think Bernie.
With the Eckenberg, I call him Iceberg. I think he's gonna take over for that linebacker spot, bro.
I like that though, Iceberg.
He's gonna take over because he played that on Ohio State. They do the whole 2 linebacker scheme, instead of the traditional 3. So he's familiar with that role. I mean, the knock is his coverage, but so was Spillane.
Right.
And
I've seen we've seen some picks. We seen Spillane get some picks.
The other knock I hear on Eichenberg from I can't remember who it was. It was in my chat. Who's a Ohio State fan. He might be in this chat. Might be Circus or Tony or Raider Pete. They were letting me know that they're an Ohio State fan, and while they like Eichenberg, one of his other problems is shedding blocks.
Okay.
He had kind of the and this is going to be my flaw comparison with Tommy Eichenberg. Ben Heaney kind of vibes. Remember Ben Heaney?
Yeah.
The linebacker we drafted who had good sideline to sideline speed, could make some tackles, but couldn't shed blocks to save his life. Yeah. And I think with Eichenberg, it's going to be he could either turn out to be Robert Spillane 2.0 or Ben Heaney 2.0.
Ooh, hoping Spillane.
I say Spillane. I like Spillane. Yeah, like a young.
Yeah, look, I'm hoping so. I'm just saying, worst case scenario, it could be another Ben Heaney situation.
No.
Let's hope not.
Hope not. Hope not. Hope not. Hope not. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I like this.
But who knew? Like we took a lot. We drafted a linebacker who for the most part excelled at linebacker at collegiate level, who played linebacker at the collegiate level,
Yeah.
who's going to play linebacker in the
At
NFL.
Wait,
Hallelujah! Such a simple
right?
concept.
he wasn't a
None of these
safety
secondary
converted
players
to
are trying
a.
to turn into a linebacker and do this, that, and the third.
He's not a safety. We're trying to
Actually
convert.
drafted a
Yeah,
linebacker.
he wasn't a punter converted to a linebacker.
Or a long snapper.
A quarterback
Yeah,
converted to a kick
yeah.
returner.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was somebody. Do you guys remember? Dang, I don't even remember who took him, but I think it's
Jeremiah Trotter.
No, it was a tight. It was a tight. No, it was he a? No, he's a wide receiver, but he's like 6'6", but they're talking about they were going to convert him to a tight end. And that was one I kind of, if we didn't take Bowers in the first, I would have definitely liked to take him because he was compared to Waller.
The dude from Florida State?
Yes.
Johnny Wilson?
Johnny Wilson, bro.
Yeah.
I was, because when I'm watching, I was like, damn, this would, because in my drafts, usually like by maybe the 5th round is kind of my tight end. I'm trying to get like a tight end or something like that. And then it was around that time, and I'm like, dang, this dude's still on the board too. And then his comp was Waller. You know what I mean? Because he's 6'6", he's a wide receiver. But
was that this draft class? Or like,
this was this last draft. And he went to, I forgot who the hell he went to, but I was like, damn,
I can't remember who drafted him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was
you still were wanting him, even though we drafted Brock Bowers.
No, it just
I've been trying to say it that way too.
If we didn't go Brock, I felt like we could have got him later on and then converted him too. But I like what we did at the tight end position.
Guess who took him?
Who was it?
The Eagles.
They got everybody too. They got all the DBs. They got
him at 185. Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, that would have been nice because that would have gave us like a little. It would have gave us a little bit of both because we would have had that big ass wide receiver and we would have had a possible tight end conversion. You know what I mean? So it would have gave us a kind of.
Where would that leave Michael Mayer if we drafted him?
Oh,
in the dust. There you are, Michael Mayer. Don't worry about you.
But that would have been if we didn't get Bowers because it would have been like a late round. I think we could have got a steal late in the draft, with that position. But like I said, we went Bowers, so it is what it is. But I was just kind of when he was floating out there because he's really a wide receiver. Like his position is wide receiver, but he's 6'6", and he's pretty much the size of. In fact, they said him and Darren Waller had the same measurables for the combine, like speed, the vertical, pretty much they were the similar. So that was his comparison, which I was like, ooh, that's kind of we can use that like a wild card.
Speaking of Waller, I hope he's doing all right. Did you guys hear the news of the breakdown of his marriage?
Yeah, they're getting divorced. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and apparently it was not amicable. And I saw some TikTok videos of Darren Waller doing these kind of attention-seeking kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with Waller. Like, I'm not going to start rumors, but there has been a history there in the past, and now that like his NFL career is kind of in shambles and the marriage is over, like I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, me too. I was when I saw that, I was like, man, I hope he don't relapse or something like that. Like,
right?
You guys think he's smoking crack again?
I hope not, man.
No, I'm not like I said, I'm not going to start rumors, but it's just like the breakdown of his marriage, these kind of attention-seeking TikToks, and the fact that his NFL career looks like it might be over, and the way that it was written as well, you know what I mean? How what was his wife's name? The
Kelsey Plum?
Kelsey,
yeah, she's fit as fuck. But she put out like that, woo. Come holler at me, Kelsey.
You're like, hey,
come holler
they
at
are shooting a shot, dude.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like she was like, I won't share my story for now, but like it, yeah. I mean, read the room. It just didn't. It seems like there's something going on there, but I just hope he's doing all right.
Waller was going to them Diddy parties, and Kelsey found out. Yeah. So I
Don't
think
say
from
that.
that,
Don't
I think
say
I think from now on, Mr. Waller will probably never come on my podcast now. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I hope the best for him. He was one of my favorite Raider tight ends, even though he couldn't stay on the field because of injuries. But he was definitely an exciting player. Definitely was a change in the game for sure.
Look, at his best, he was top 3 tight ends in the league. And there
Yeah.
was a period where he was like on the field, like, quite a bit, like 2019, 2020. We saw Darren Waller at his best, even 2021. Yeah, it didn't end well with Waller, but like I would rather look back and remember the good times. Because I mean, like, Waller was what? A guy we plucked from a practice squad who was
From
languishing
Baltimore
there in wide
Ravens
receiver.
practice squad.
Baltimore
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So with all things considered, we got a
Thank you,
steal.
Baltimore.
You know what I mean? And a guy who carried on the legacy that we've had of that I talked about of always having a productive tight end. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can have it again with either or both Bowers or Mayer.
Yeah, he was a big, huge game changer for us when he was balling with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, I loved him back then.
was.
Yeah.
Remember
Mhm.
I
that
still do. I got his
that
jersey.
that one remember the last Niner game, with Stiddy
Yeah.
that pass to him. I remember there's a couple plays I remember that were just badass. That one, I remember the one with Mariota as quarterback. And you remember that Sunday, I think it was like a Thursday night game against the Chargers. And he just drops that long ball, just perfect pass to
Perfect
Waller.
one. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Like, Waller was different, man. Like, Waller was like an extra wide receiver pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speed he showed in open space. But I also I think the best thing that Waller was able to do was that connection with Derek Carr, especially like when he ran that skinny kind of, is it the skinny post? The you run up and then he kind of slant in a little bit. Yeah, that skinny post in the red zone. Like how many times was it just money between him and Derek Carr for a touchdown when you're like 5-10 yards out from the goal line?
Yeah, he had a really good connection with Carr. Him and Renfro did. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that first? Remember, I think it was the Gruden era where he threw to him like 20 times in one. In that first game, they were just straight to Waller like that. Just he had like 20 receptions. I think it was that.
Do you remember his first play as a Raider was like out of the backfield? He ran like 80, 70 yards or some shit up the field. Do you remember that? It was like lining up a halfback. Shit.
They were like,
was it really?
Dude?
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is like in 2018. This is how I came to notice the guy. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Waller? Yeah.
What, Waldo? Where's Wally?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I he made like 2 other plays that year that were similar kind of things. It's just like, wow, like who is that guy? Like he didn't do many, but like the plays he did make, I took notice, and I was so confident in the guy. I went out and bought his jersey before 2019. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Okay.
So those plays like really, it had an effect on me. I was, I'm going to back this guy. I think he's the one, and sure enough, he was for a while. So
yeah, he was
once
my
a Raider,
favorite.
always a Raider.
Yeah, I bought his jersey in 2020. Yeah, 2020 was when I bought his jersey.
Yeah, I'm an 83 kid, so for sure I definitely like that 83.
Okay, you rock that 83.
Yeah. So
the Willie Galt jersey.
we got some let me see. So fifth. So who was it Dylan Labe, right?
Yeah.
Was that the next one? Dylan Labe.
Yeah. We got up to Tommy Eichenberg, and then now.
Yeah.
He gives me what's that dude? The guy. Oh, the Patriots had him.
Danny Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead. I don't know why he gives me like the Danny Woodhead vibes, kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, like they're saying, like the Christian McCaffrey, he has the at high.
His ceiling.
His ceiling is McCaffrey, and
I don't know if he's going to get even close to McCaffrey. I hope so, but damn, like that's a high, very, very high bar for a guy from a small school picked in the 6th round. You know what I'm saying?
New Hampshire, right?
If we even get a quarter of the player that McCaffrey was.
I think that, and he's all action too. I like that about him. Like he's all, he wants to show it. He wants to prove it. You know what I mean? Like,
did you watch that interview?
Oh, did I? Shout to Rundown, man. Shout to
Yeah.
Rundown on that the interview with Dylan Labe, man. Very good
Yeah.
interview. And yeah, like I was telling everybody earlier, it got me juiced, man. I'm ready. I am ready. I am pumped up. You know what I mean? If they need an extra fullback, man, I'm down. I'm there. I'm available.
Hey, we
I love
don't
his
have a
energy.
fullback,
I
right?
love his
Yeah,
passion.
hey,
He
I'm
seems so
down.
excited to be here.
Hey, Jacoby Jones or Jacoby what was
Jacob
it?
Johnson.
Yeah. Tell him, move to the side, boy. I got this. Got this. Yeah, I might need to come to camp a little bit late though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out until about a week before the preseason starts, and then I'm ready.
Well, you got like
ready.
3 or 4 months to get in
Yeah.
shape, bro, for
Oh yeah.
preseason.
Yeah. We there. Hey, while I got you guys on too, I want to. So this is a dream that I've had, right? I want to bring together a team, right? Football team, like of people of our the Raider content creators or whatever, and then we put together a team and we battle teams from all over. Like they can come and play whatever. We could. I don't know. I hope they can come to us, of course. But we can meet in a general place and we could play until we lose. You know what I mean? So that would be a thing. Like whenever
Are you
we
talking
play,
about like flag football, like in real life?
yeah, like some. I want a little bit more than flag though. You know what I mean? But I
Oh
know
shoot!
we're getting older, and you know what I'm saying. Like I know
Yeah.
we gotta keep ourselves safe and everything like that. But yeah, like that's I don't.
I'd be with it. I might have to swim there, and it might take me.
Hey,
I might have to
AR,
start
we
now.
will wait. We will wait for you. We will wait. No, but I want to figure out something like just maybe give me a year to try to put this whole thing together. But maybe in the off season we could do something like because we'll get a team and then we'll make that our thing. Like until somebody knocks us off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can play some ball. But yeah, I just want to. I still like to compete, man. I'm older now, but I still like to compete, and I just thought that would be cool. We get turned
But
into
not
a
obsolete, right?
like a reality ball show or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That would be interesting when you see some of the other content creators, like how that would pan out. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I wonder how many would want to be the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, hey, I got
I think
this.
they had a flag football game at the 2022 draft. Quite a few of the Raider content creators got together when it was in Vegas and had a flag football game.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I believe someone Raider was there.
Okay.
That was I think Graphic and them boys were there. Pharaoh, Pharaoh NFL.
Pharaoh, yeah.
Oh,
he got an interception and had it on repeat on his channel for a while.
Oh,
the greatest
damn.
day of his life. Shout out to Pharaoh.
Shout to Pharaoh.
Oh, that's
man.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our team is big, man. We got a lot of Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like we shitting on a lot of these other teams' content because like we got and it's good content. You know what I'm saying? Like we're it's a lot of us, but everybody's bringing something different, man. That's why I appreciate each and every one of you guys too, because it's like it's always a different perspective. Like no matter what, like if like Leo, you wanted to trade up, for the quarterback. Myself, I was more like, let's just pick these picks. You know what I mean? But either way, it's like it's helping our team regardless. You know what I mean? No matter what our vision is, I respect you guys because you guys are actually trying to make this team better. Because there's some people that just want to like destroy the team, sell everything to and it's like, bro, yeah, it's like no, we don't need to. And it's like we have. That's the crazy part because I know what I said because like I said at one point right before the season I think it's after we lost to Indy I think it was when it pretty much I think that's what knocked us out of the
that's what knocked us out of the playoffs. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it was there that we were in that 6th spot. You know what I mean? Because for the longest we were at 13 or 12. We kept kind of going back and forth. And then so at that point we were at the 6th spot.
Mm-hmm.
And we won our last 2 games. So my thinking was like if we traded up after we were in the spot that we were going to trade pretty much to, well, even no, because we would have to trade up a little bit more too to get to third. Yeah, to get to because he went what second? Jaden Daniels.
Second.
Yeah, so yeah, we would have to give up a lot, but yeah, it just was crazy because to trade that when we were kind of almost there. Because imagine if we were at 6 and then we traded from there, wouldn't have been as much, and
Yeah,
we
that would
still
have been
but
easier.
yeah, and it's just crazy. I just felt like that would have been very irresponsible to trade when, if that's what you really wanted, you could have got it. You know, I'm gonna leave it, like I said, I'm gonna leave it at that. But if you wanted that spot, because I would feel like that was super irresponsible for us to feel like, okay, we're gonna win out. Okay, then stand by it. Stand by it. We're gonna win out. Then we're not gonna get a top. You know what I'm saying? But so not tanking, but I want to see who we have that's not playing, because obviously if we're not winning these games, obviously we don't have the right people in the right positions.
Right.
And we talked about that. We had people that were playing just because of contracts, because we kind of had to play
Our
them or we were
coach
going to
was
lose. So
for his
Yeah,
job.
exactly. I was just going to say
Yeah.
that the other context too, besides the fact that, like, try telling Max Crosby and Devontae Adams to
There you
stop
go.
trying.
Like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
You know
going
what
to
I mean?
happen.
Like Antonio Pierce
Yeah.
was fighting for his job to the very last game.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
even then nobody knew it wasn't a sure thing. You know what I mean? Like, so, the fact that he was fighting for his job all the way through the to the last game, like I mentioned, like there was no way that we were going to stop trying and think about like the draft board, when it's just like, well, I might not even have a job, so why am I worrying about a draft?
Exactly.
I might not even see the light of day. You know what I mean? I got to earn my job.
Not even be there.
It was crazy because I got so much shit for going to the last game. Like, why are you going to a meaningless game or whatever? And I'm not a vlogger. Like, I wish I would be, to have recorded to show you guys inside that stadium how people were just chanting the coach's name. Even before the end when we won, and as he walked off and he waved by, like just the energy of how much the fans got behind this dude and why we wanted to win this game. You know?
I've never seen that, even with the likes of John Gruden. Like
right. Exactly.
The whole stadium. I saw videos too. I saw the videos of the crowd chanting his name. And to be honest, Cheeto, and I don't know if you've been to a game, Jason. Have you been to games?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I've been to the Jets one, and I went to the Cardinals one the year before.
Right. I don't know about you guys, but like when I went to a game, and even other sports game, but specifically when it was Raider football, being a passionate fan that I am, when I was there, the camera was in my pocket. I'm watching the game. I'm soaking in every moment. I'm not thinking about social media. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about this guy messaging me to show me this, that, and third. No, I'm watching the game. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Unless we're dogging somebody out, and then I'm bragging. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we kicking their ass. It ain't even halftime yet. We up by 30. You know what I mean? But that's the only time that I'll be, because usually our games are close, so it's always like
Well, halftime is different. I'm talking specifically when the game is going. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I was there, like, phone pocket, I'm watching the game,
focused in,
and nobody better call me or text me because I ain't even looking at it. Like,
and don't let us be losing it. Don't text. Well, like, oh, you got. I don't want to hear it. I'm not. I'm not even going there. We got.
I'm like that even when I'm watching the game at the pizza place. I put my phone and I'm just so into the game, and I see my phone just go brr, 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 and I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm watching the game.
Right, and that's us watching on TV. So let alone when
imagine
we're
being there
live, soaking in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my phone and camera is the last of my thoughts. I'm just soaking in everything.
Yeah, same here.
You guys see the one I posted, because it's the appropriate one too, is all the Jets fans leaving out of the stadium after that loss. Like, it was. I made sure I took out in one of my videos. I have the video of just watching all the sad fans walk out, and I'm just like, damn, have a good flight. You know what I mean? The long trip home. You know what I mean? Because hey, they do the same to me if it was on the other, on the shoe.
That's actually how I discovered this whole YouTube side to the Raiders, was with Fitz and his after game recordings.
Yeah.
How he would follow fans and talk shit to them and all that stuff. So then I started watching more and more and more, and I started finding other people. I was like, holy shit, there's a whole nother world out here.
That's a big cat too. I seen him after the Jets game too, which is crazy. I seen him I was coming out, and everybody was hyped up. So what I mean? I'm like, it's easy. He's a big too.
Cousin.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Two cousins. Hell yeah.
Out of the bloodline.
There you go. Part of the bloodline. Yeah.
The Oos Nation.
Right.
Hell yeah, man. Like,
they're the
I'm half smart, don't you?
island now, right?
Jason.
Yeah,
You know I'm half Samoan, right?
Oh, okay.
I do. Yeah.
I did
Yeah, I
not
know
know.
you know. But I was saying that's
Yeah.
why I said that's why it's an inside joke, especially with me and
Yeah.
Samoan Raider. Like he
Yeah.
call each other
Yeah.
cousins, because that's the thing with Islanders. We
Oh
all
yeah.
supposed to be all related. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's got 55 million cousins. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson and
Yeah.
Roman Reigns,
Roman Reigns.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Cousins. Mariota, cousins.
Tua?
Yeah, cousins. All the Tua,
third, fourth cousin.
Right.
all the Tua family cousins.
Right.
Yeah, they're related too.
Let me see. We got Labe. Who did I forget?
What are your thoughts on
Devonshire.
Labe? You didn't really.
Oh
touch
yeah, yeah. I like Labe. I think he gives us that pretty much. He's going to be a worker. He's going to be a grinder for us. He's going to be that. We're going to do a lot of screens, so I definitely want to see him on that screen game,
Right.
getting dirty. I want to see, and so that means who does he put out? Who does Dylan Labe take out?
I wouldn't say put out, but you remember when we used to have what's his name? Dude, the small little running back. He made a big play.
DeAndre Washington, Jalen Rashad.
Rashad. Jalen Rashad.
Rashad.
Yeah. He's reminding me he's gonna fit that role again, where he's gonna be that little back to change his speed, make those big plays for you like that. Like kind of like Abdullah can make every now and then. But I'm hoping Labe can take that like to another like level. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Well, I think his first step is cracking the roster. I mean, I'm going to pump the brakes just a little bit. Like these 6th and 7th round guys, their first step is to make the roster and then contribute, like as a rotation guy, at least. You know what I mean? Like if not, then look, at least go to the practice squad and hone your craft till you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be fighting the likes of, Amir Abdullah, Britton Brown, Sincere McCormick. You know what I mean? Like there's running backs that are there that have a little bit more experience than him. So, we did draft him. He's a 6th round guy, but he's got to earn it over those guys in preseason. You know what I mean? And I hope to see it. I hope he can carve out that, that rotational role spell back. You know what I mean? Like the guy who can come out of the backfield and catch and that. Because I saw a lot of that on his tape, and as well as he can do kick returns, which is he could be a special team guy. I'm not quite sure what his pass protection is like. Whether remember Jalen Rashad, to me, he was second to none in that regard. But I hope he's a decent enough pass protector. But for me, like he's gonna be battling it out in preseason to make the final roster. Otherwise, they'll stash him on the practice squad. I'm sure of it. Yeah. But yeah, that's where I see Dylan Labe for now.
No block, no rock. Yeah, so and that's a very great, very, very good point too, because I think that's what JJ was all right. I feel like JJ was okay pass blocker. I know that's something they want Zamir to work on too a lot. Right. And we don't have Bolden no more too, right?
See ya.
Yeah. If
bye.
We had him.
Yeah.
So I feel like he has opportunity too, because I don't know the thing with Britton Brown, because we were all kind of excited for him to come for last year, and then there was that fluke injury or whatever happened with that.
He never got his chance. He missed a golden opportunity to leapfrog Zamir White. In preseason. But hopefully, he comes back and he's healthy, and maybe he can be ready to roll. Because, to me, even Zamir, Zamir showed me that, I was a heavy critique of Zamir White, but he at least showed me he can play and he can succeed. You know what I mean? If given the opportunity, I'll give him that. But has he solidified being the guy that's going to be the face of the running back room or running back by committee or whatever it may be? Has he proved that yet? Absolutely not for me. You know what I mean? He still needs to show it more consistently. And then these other cats we've got in the room, it's a room of, they're all right. They're fine.
Yeah, Madison.
Fine.
I forget about Madison.
A whole bunch of they're fine. I want, someone who's actually a pretty good, spell back. Like when we had DeAndre Washington, Jalen Rashad, they were pretty good for a minute. Yeah. When we had, Michael Bush, remember Michael Bush?
Michael Bush.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be great, but you have. I want someone who's a little bit better than just like, yeah, they're okay.
Latavius Murray too. Yeah.
Yeah, Latavius Murray. He was even, he started off as a rotational back to Darren McFadden. Remember, we had Maurice Jones-Drew that year.
Yeah. We had MJD.
He was way over the hill. So we ended up
Way
taking
over.
Marcel Reese out of the fullback spot and having him run the rock, and he actually did pretty well that season. But you get my point. Like, we got a whole bunch of like, they're all right, but hopefully maybe this Dylan Lobe guy can be a little bit better than that.
Yeah,
in time at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel. Ooh, yeah, the running back position for us is important. And like Zamir, I feel he's gonna be okay. He's not gonna be the guy, but like you said, I think he's gonna be one
Part of the rotation.
Yeah, one of the. If he has a good season this year, then I'm not gonna say he's gonna be the guy, but we just need to find out who are gonna be the guys, because it's gonna be not just a one back system, because injuries happen all the time. Running backs get beat up, so I'm hoping he can be one of the guys, because I think. Like the first year he was coming off injury, so the last year was kind of him working himself back, back into the system, back into playing again. And I feel like this should be the year where there's no limitations, there's nothing holding him back. This should be the best Zamir that we've seen so far.
Third year jump, you get concessions your first 2 years, but by year 3, come on, you either show it or you don't. And look at how many third year guys we had make that jump last year. Just about every single guy that we still have on our roster from that.
Was Kuntz's third year? Draft. Was it Kuntz's third year? Was that
Kuntz, Hobbs, Moreg, and
Moreg,
who am I forgetting? Diablo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all 4 of them, to various degrees, made that third year jump, which is why I keep saying, like, I don't like
those
to
grade. Picks, right?
What's that?
Those were Mayock.
Yeah, that was Mayock and Gruden's last draft class.
Yeah.
That was the same draft class as Leatherwood. I think Gillespie was another guy, and Jimmy Morrissey. Those 3 didn't pan out, but the rest of the guys, they did. Okay, for the most part. So, which is why I keep saying, like, I do criticize, but I'm not gonna give you a full stop, like, you suck kind of deal in your first 2 years. As long as you're showing some things, you know what I mean? Like, up until Zamir showed it, I was heavily critical of him because, it took him 1 3/4 of a season to finally show that he can be pretty decent. And I'll give him credit. He
Chiefs game,
managed to show me, because up until then he hadn't showed me nada.
I was the same way.
So look, like, you get concessions as long as you show some progression, but by year 3 you don't get no more concessions for potential this, and you need to develop that. Like, the time is now. You either show that you got it or you don't.
Yeah, that was the thing with, remember Arden Key? We were waiting for Arden Key to turn that corner and make that next
Arden
step.
Almost Key. And then he goes to another team, and hallelujah, he figures it out. He's getting sacks. He's getting tackles for loss. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who was our big boy on the inside? I think he ended up going to Dallas and playing a lot better.
Oh, Maurice Hurst. Was it Hurst or was it Hurst? Or
was it the same draft class?
One of our big draft tackles.
Yeah, it was one of the Gruden guys. It was Maurice Hurst, and then there was it's the other guy though.
The other guy,
the D tackle, right?
Jihad Ward. I heard he's doing okay at the Ravens, but the hell with that guy. He spoke bad of our franchise. So
no, he does the podcast too. I've seen them do a couple. I want to say with Maurice Hurst, he did a podcast. Maybe like
not PJ Hole, because he sucks.
No, I want to say it was around that same damn time though. I feel like it was that same draft class too. Oh no,
his name.
Colton Miller, PJ Hall, Arden Key, Nick Miller, I believe was that cornerback, the 4th rounder. Azim Victor, Maurice Hurst, Johnny Townsend.
Oh my god!
Yeah, right. The worst punter ever. And who was that 7th round cat we drafted?
Because I remember we got a draft pick for the dude too when we traded him to the Cowboys for like a 5th or 6th. Was it 5th?
Yeah, something like that.
This was the same year we traded what's his name to the Cardinals. The DB Mullins. It was around that same time we traded Trayvon Mullins to the Cardinals, and we traded him to the Cowboys. Dang, what is his name? He was a DT.
Johnny Hankins.
Yeah, wait, was it
Hankins.
Jonathan Jenkins? It was Hankins. Good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go AR. Go AR.
Damn,
Go
AR. Got it.
Yeah.
Kelsey
I was
Palm,
trying to
there's
think.
another thing to like about me. So
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, Jonathan Hankins, bro. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep, Mr. Hankins. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a podcast too. Shout to them too. I seen them do. They did it for the Cowboys, but
we
but
didn't draft Hankins though.
No, I forgot where we got him from.
What did we get him from?
I keep thinking the Bears, but it wasn't the Bears, huh?
Yeah,
I believe we got him in free agency. He was one of those like under the radar kind of guys. Didn't really work out for another team, and like he was okay.
Okay,
he did okay.
Yeah.
Clee was another one that got traded away. Clee,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hot take with Clee, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but
there we go.
I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were discussing like that, and this is quite common. Like people consider Clee Farrell not to be a bust, and appreciate him for being a good run stuffer and that. To be honest, in my personal opinion, like, and in the same realm, like people say that like Darius Hayward-Bay was a bust. You know what I'm saying? In my personal opinion, I think Clee Farrell was a bigger bust than Darius Hayward-Bay, with all things considered. Clee Farrell was a number 3 pick that was nothing more than a rotational guy. And okay, he was a decent run stuffer, but that's all he was. Right. At least with Hayward-Bay, he didn't work out as a number 1 receiver. But if you remember, as a number 2 receiver, he was actually quite productive for us. You know what I mean? And I will take a productive number 2 receiver over a rotational guy who's only on the field for certain sets, who does a decent job at run support, who we chose at number 3. So there's my hot take.
Yeah, that's what makes it a bigger bust to me too. I'm with you on that one because of where we took him. You're talking about a top 4, top 3 pick. Like, bro, you need to produce more than just I'm a rotational run stopper. Like, you're supposed to be a game changer type player at that position. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wasn't even close. Like I learned to appreciate him for what he was, but when I look at it as a whole, you know what I mean? Like when people want to say Darius Hayward-Bay was a bust, but not Clee Farrell, I beg to differ. I think Darius Hayward-Bay was more successful than.
And Farrell had no business being drafted that damn high anyway.
Yeah.
Granted, it wasn't his fault, but at the same time, it's like these coaching staff put faith and believed in you enough to draft you that high, so it's on you to be able to repay the faith. You know what I'm saying? So,
and they loved them some Clemson players, didn't they?
Yeah,
they freaking drafted
Gruden loved
Hunter
those
Renfro,
Clemson guys.
Hunter Renfro was good. And who else was a Clemson? Who else?
That who was that? Was it one of the linebackers?
Was Mullen from Clemson?
No, Mullins was from Ohio State, wasn't he? Or was
no. Mullins, I think, was Clemson, if I'm not mistaken.
See, there you go.
Yeah, he loved those Clemson guys.
And then the next year we drafted Tanner Muse.
Muse was the other one. Yeah.
Is that dude still? Yeah. Is he still in the league? Another converted punter to safety to back to linebacker to running back.
I think he's with the Seahawks now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Well, I think we got a lot better. I think this draft was one of the best I've seen in a long time, where I feel I'm definitely excited.
What about Devonshire?
Devonshire. So
you didn't even touch up on Trey Taylor and Devonshire.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't even talk. Trey Taylor we didn't get into.
Dark horse superstar, apparently.
Yeah. Trey Taylor.
Can I ask you guys a question? How is it like? What was it? What was that award he won? Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe Award.
That's awarded to the best defensive back in college football.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does a Jim Thorpe winner and an All-American go to the 7th round?
Because he went to Air Force, so they figure the competition level of where he's playing at wasn't as, say, to the other ones, say SEC, ACC, big conferences. Yeah, so that's what happened.
That's what it was like. Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like when you say it out loud, it's like, well, how can you be the best defensive back in college football and be an All-American yet you're a seventh rounder? Like,
yeah.
Military guy too. So
yeah,
definitely
you know, there's going to be no character issues there. Well, on paper, there shouldn't be.
Yeah, his leadership
like
should
be a high character guy.
Par. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that history with AP, and then by him knowing this kid from, Pop Warner, and then going from there and him seeing his progression, and then just it's funny just how it all came back around. Yeah, so and
someone was cutting onions when I watched that video of him getting, hugging his mom and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of those videos, I was like, oh man, who cut the onions?
Who's cutting the onions?
He said somebody knows.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's
those were good.
And I think everybody, when he was picked too, a lot of even the announcers too were, like they just got one of the best DBs in the whole country. You know what I mean? So like, it's good when other teams, because there'd be some draft picks. They're like, wait, what? That's crazy. But this draft, they were like, wow, they got a solid. They got I forgot what they said. We got the fastest.
The most the athletic, maybe.
Yeah, most athletic.
Defensive backs in the draft or whatever. Fast, athletic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do like that Trey Taylor pick. I mean, I guess Christopher Smith, you're on notice. Like, once again, show me something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we got another cat who's going to be, highly motivated to show some things and maybe crack that roster as that fourth safety. And if he can work his way up from there, like he's going to work hard. A guy who went to one of the armed forces colleges, and
Air Force
these guys are usually cut from the same cloth. They're hardworking, good, high character guys, and the fact that he was productive as well. He won the Jim Thorpe Award. Yeah, okay, he was in was it the Mountain West Conference or whatever it may be?
Yeah, I think they're Mountain West. Something like that.
Yeah, it still counts for something. He was still excelling at the collegiate level. You know what I mean? No. It may not be SEC, but he was still highly productive enough to win that award. So I really like this pick. If he can develop to be more than just a depth guy, cool. Time will tell. But I think like he's definitely going to give competition to the likes of Christopher Smith. Like, I mean, I feel Polamalu has solidified. He done enough to solidify that next man up from our starters. Like our starters is Morig and Epps until proven otherwise. I don't see that. They did a very good job. One of the better safety duos we've had in recent times.
Yeah, for sure.
Polamalu did a very good job too as that rotational special teamer. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to him, an undrafted free agent working his way up. Like,
isn't he your cousin too?
Yeah, another one of my you already know.
I already know.
Stick, right? We run this show.
I forgot one thing. I know it kind of doesn't matter, but it kind of does, because for me it was one of my favorite players, defensive players, Ed Reed. The connection with him and Ed Reed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is. What is he like?
I forgot about that.
They're cousins, but through marriage. It's not blood, but it's through marriage.
Okay. Was that him hugging him at the at their draft party?
I didn't see that. Was it?
Yeah, I didn't see. Maybe so.
There was like a male figure there. Like, maybe it was his father. I don't know.
Maybe.
But, yeah. Trey Taylor. I really like that pick, and like I said, Christopher Smith. Like, come on, do something.
Yeah.
You want to make this roster, or you want to be on the block?
Yeah.
Now you think about it with the depth, because like you guys said, injuries happen, right? Say Moore goes down or Epps or something like that. Like, we got these dudes that are coming up that are able to fill those roles on those positions. Yeah. So I like the fact that we do that, with Polamalu, and then now with Taylor, and then see what other these dudes can do. But I like the pick, I do. But yeah, that was the main thing. And I when I saw that they drafted him, I was like, that's why these analysts, specialists, all these things, when it comes to the schools matter to them. Where they go, the conferences, the competition level. Yeah. That's the only reason why a Jim Thorpe Award winner would fall down that far.
Yeah, we came up. We definitely came up with that one too.
Still,
Damn, I didn't know that he wasn't blood really. I didn't know it was through marriage. So
it's through marriage, but he's like they're really close though. From what I saw,
like Tuan said it in the comment section. He's been mentoring.
Yeah,
Taylor.
see, Like he's got his direct number, like to Ed Reed. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like yeah.
Because Ed Reed, I feel is the GOAT, like of just safeties that I've seen play. You know what I mean? Just watching him was crazy because he could. I don't know. He was just very smart. He was a dog for sure. Like that Ravens team, that Ravens defense, just him and Ray Lewis, two of my favorite players.
Who was the other safety they had?
They had
other heavy hitter?
What's his name? Oh no, I was thinking of what's
Cam Chancellor, or was that a
Seahawks?
Seahawks?
That was Seahawks. Yep, that was Seahawks.
Okay,
but who was? They did have another.
Was Waddle there for a minute?
Oh, what's his name? Waddle, the one that used to. They played for
the Chargers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the year they won the Super Bowl? Was that 2012?
2002.
Yeah, 2002, and then 2012 against those.
2012 against
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's right. 12. Yeah.
The Lights Out Bowl.
The Beyonce
Bowl. Or the Harbaugh Bowl.
Harbaugh Bowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Jones had the sickest celebration after that return touchdown.
Jacoby Jones.
He used to do all those little with the like. I was one of the dopest ones.
That was the year Flacco went off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like
when we talk, Nick had his best year as well.
Oh yeah, and he almost won that game for them if he had it.
That Niners team was stacked. Remember their linebacker?
Oh yeah,
core? That was what Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, and what was it? That cat that came over to us. Alden Smith. But this is like Smith at his prime. Remember that guy had 19 sacks
before he had his character issues or whatever.
That guy was that was probably one of the best linebacking cores ever.
Oh yeah, Justin Smith, Alden Smith, Justin Smith on the other side.
Patrick Willis. Remember All-World Patrick Willis. Navarro Bowman.
They had Buckner probably back then, right? Or did he already go to the Colts by then?
I think they did have Buckner still.
Oh, so they had a nasty
line. They did have
stacked at linebacker.
Yeah, that was a stacked defense, bro. Yeah.
So sad.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't know about the whole Pop Warner thing with AP and him. I'm gonna have to look that up more now.
Yeah, because when they showed the call, I like those. I love those when they do the draft calls.
Yeah,
because it's just because I could just imagine, because that's where all of us, wanted to be at some point. You know what I mean? And it's just someone took a chance on you. You know what I'm saying? Someone took a chance. They could have picked anybody else, but they picked you. Yeah. So now you're just feeling so grateful that you're like, man, I'm going to run through this damn wall for this dude. I will die on this field for this team. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful moment. And
especially the 7th round. You're like, damn, am I going to get drafted or not?
That's a lot of it. It's that sense of relief that you got, your number got chosen because, the clock is ticking and it was running out. You know what I mean? Because you only get one chance to get drafted. So it shows that's how much it means to the guys, especially getting drafted late when time's running out. You know what I mean? That's why I made the comment. I'm with you. I like those draft day calls and the cutting the onions kind of moments. One of the more underwhelming one though, I think was DeCam Richardson. It's kind of like, yes, sir. I'm ready to go. Yep. Thank you. It's like he was ordering a pizza.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, you ready? It's like, yep.
I need you to fill in on that right spot side, man. Yeah.
I like Johnson. Johnson was one of my favorite, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whoop some ass for you.
I'm gonna whoop some ass for you.
I'm gonna whoop some ass for you, coach. I was like, that's the fuck I'm talking about right there.
Dylan Lobby too. He was very excited. Devonshire was very excited. Richardson was the only guy who was just like, was it him or Glaze who was kind of underwhelming? It was one of those two.
Glaze
I think. Yeah.
Glaze gives me Draymond Green vibes when he talks, man. He's got that oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? He just got that deep, you know what I'm saying? He reminds me of Draymond Green when he talks, but
maybe he could be that enforcer player that I was talking about.
He could be that bully on the field. I'm all for it, bro.
I believe, man. I really don't worry about this season no more. I have faith in what we have. I feel like we're going to be good this year. I feel we're going to surprise. But it just always sounds like the same thing every year, though.
Yeah,
Because
I
I,
was gonna
I
say
can
we
say that.
should.
I can say that last year. I can
The
say that the year
optimistic
before.
Raider fan, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
But
We're going
I,
to the Super Bowl
So
every
we're
year.
going
yeah,
to the
that's
Super Bowl.
so.
We're winning it. We're winning it all.
So surprise, surprise, guys. We're Super Bowl bound this year. It's happening.
Right. We're going
You know what I
13 and
mean?
4.
Take it
Fuck
into
it.
Yeah. Hey, because
What do you
I
think?
just one of the teams because during the draft I was looking where these players were going and seeing what teams were coming up, what teams are like especially in the AFC, what teams were getting better because we're getting better, but so are they. They're getting better too, and I think KC didn't do enough to keep up with us, man. I don't think they did. I really don't think their draft was. I mean, it was but it wasn't. Worthy was about their best. I think their best pick that can really
Yeah, but you
hurt
got to
us.
remember, KC's at a point where they're drafting differently than us.
Yeah, it's
They
luxury for
already
them now.
have their team, and they're just
Yeah,
filling in little spots
Yeah.
here and there. You know what I mean? They can
Yeah.
take chances on people, and like
Yeah.
it didn't hit. Oh well, like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
still the Chiefs' league until someone takes
Yeah.
it from them.
yeah,
I mean,
Mhm.
teams aren't always aren't on top forever. I mean, you saw that with
Yeah.
the Patriots before the Chiefs dynasty. You know what I mean? Because let's keep it real here. This is still the Chiefs dynasty until
Yeah, it's still there.
someone takes it from them. I'm hoping that someone is us, right? So
Yeah.
hopefully
We're
this
coming.
is the start of the downfall. But they still have Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league until proven otherwise, right? And he's
Yeah.
still young and unfortunately still in the prime of his career. So hopefully that can change soon. But
Mhm.
what about Devonshire? What do you think? Thoughts on him?
Devonshire. I still have to do some more homework on
Yeah.
him, but a lot of people were really high. There was a lot of people that were higher on him than DeCamerion. So
I
I
think
don't know,
it's
playmaking
I was,
ability.
but it's more the playmaking ability that he's shown in college. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
shown
That's
he
the
can make
flashy
some good
stuff that
plays.
you're going to see on highlights that
Yeah.
like people are going to get excited about rather than like if you actually watch DeCam's tape, you know what I mean? Like you'll
Right.
learn to appreciate like the things that aren't the flashy stuff, but like, and salute to you, Milka Beezy, I see in the chat.
Hey, Beasley, what's going on,
They're
brother?
not the flashy things, but they're the things that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, might
Yeah, when
get
you brought up about going in there to make a tackle or the hustle, like those are the little intangible
Right.
stuff you don't appreciate till you see your players that don't have them. Yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely got dogs though, and that's what I like. They definitely drafted to what they said the type of players they wanted. Yeah.
yeah.
I think with Devonshire, they're looking for a Meek Robinson's replacement. They're hoping he can turn out to be like that because he has a similar, like he gives me like a similar kind of vibe, like a smaller kind of has playmaking ability. He's done some like get some interceptions. He took some back to the crib, and he even was a punt returner.
Yeah, he can do special teams.
Yeah. So he gives me another player comparison I'll give to him is a guy we took the same draft class as Khalil Mack and Derek Carr, and that's TJ Carey. Another smaller guy. We're not going to ask him to be on the outside. If he can be on the outside and thrive in that role, then so be it. But like more, you need these guys to fill out like the dime spot, the nickel spot if Nate Hobbs needs a breather. You know what I mean? Like if we're in.
Or if
like,
somebody goes down, type shit. Yeah,
exactly. Like what Amik Robertson was able to develop into, and he was very good at that. Unfortunately, we weren't going to pay him 10 mil to be that role player. We
got his bag and more power.
It was between him and Nate Hobbs, and we kept Nate Hobbs. Thank you for your services, Amik. Definitely proved me wrong because I was wanting him gone after his second season, but he definitely made a believer out of me. And I'm hoping I think this is what they're hoping to find Devonshire, like a playmaker, a guy we can try to mold to make some plays as that dime guy, depth guy, and possibly at punt return, much like TJ. Remember TJ Carey? That was his MO.
Yeah,
a dime nickel guy who can make some plays and cover punt returns. So.
Yeah. Especially now with the rule change too, with the kickoff, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be part of the game again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think it was a kick return, a more punt return. Punt return's still the same. I think rules as before.
No, yeah, the punt stays the same. Yeah, it's just the kick return.
Yeah.
Ones. Yeah.
I think punt return is really more dangerous than a kick return, honestly. Because your window is a little bit smaller on punts, I feel like. You know what I mean? I used to, back in my day, in my skinnier days, I used to return. But it was like...
And you've only got a small window to think about. Like you got to think about catching the ball, or not catching the ball, signaling fair catch, as well as like you've got players running down.
Because as soon as you catch, it's you got to make your first move. But then on kick returns, you got a little bit more.
Time.
You can run. You can catch. Run, and then you get your first
catch,
gunner.
assess the field. Whereas punt return, you've already got guys like literally in your face, ready to take your friggin' head off.
Yeah, so like that's crazy. And
I
then,
got
like
to
you
try
said,
it once, bro. Once.
Yeah.
I was a DB. Our returner got hurt. They told me to go in there and fair catch.
Yeah.
But my ass was a big Notre Dame Rocket Ishmael fan, so I could do the same.
Rocket.
Yeah. He said, "Hey."
I just looked.
I like that guy in Tecmo Super Bowl. He's a star.
Yeah.
The minute the ball landed and I caught it, I got drilled.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like,
oh man,
especially if the punter wants to be a dick and just high kick it, what I'm saying? Like,
that just stays up.
You're just like, come on. Yeah, come on.
Or to Raider Twan's point, please no Keisha Cole. Have you seen his Keelan Cole / Keisha Cole impersonation?
Oh damn,
the bobblehead. Ask Twan to do it. He does the perfect rendition.
Where did Keelan Pod go? Where'd he end up?
I'm trying to remember.
Probably nowhere, huh?
I don't know if he got picked up. I know Zay Jones.
He was still on our roster last year, wasn't
he? Is Zay Jones still out there?
He just got released, right, by the Jags.
Oh, that's crazy. Not
through lack of production, because he was productive with him. I guess they just way overpaid him.
Not Zay.
I like Zay. Bring him back.
Zay had a great year with Carr, bro. I like Zay.
Hey, because that was all we had was Zay.
It was Waller,
Waller,
and every now and then you throw it to Zay.
But you know what? The other thing I liked about him too. Do you watch NBA?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what's his name? I think it's Bazemore, the guy who's on the bench, who's always getting the team hype. Doing if they drain the three, he'll be the one who gets up and does the.
He used to play.
That was Zay Jones, the number one hype man.
He was
always getting hype and shit.
I used to like his first down. When he'd be like, he just had the coldest ones. He'd be like, he caught that one on the sideline. He was just like super smooth, just like. But like it was just crazy and how he would get up. Did you see the videos of how he would do that crazy get up where he doesn't even use his hands? He would just pop up. I'm like, this dude's different.
He was a very good run blocker too. For a wideout. I remember in a few plays.
He was a good run blocker.
He was able to run upfield and take out the secondary players. For a wideout, he was very good at that role.
Yeah.
If you don't remember the Zay Jones journey too, like I used to remember the DC throwing videos when they'd go to whatever park that was out there, and he'd be, and what's the name would work. Zay Jones would be out there working like routes and stuff like that. But then for the first couple years, he struggled with just getting the ball. You know what I mean? Like, and then there was the season where we made the playoffs. That last season where we beat the Chargers and all that. That was where he was coming in clutch. Like he was. He saved DC on a couple. You know what I mean? Just making it happen.
Didn't we trade for him because he was a former second round pick with the Bills?
Buffalo, right?
Yeah, Buffalo.
And he didn't pan out, and we ended up trading next to nothing for him because we were real thin at wideout. I think it was the year was it? The year before, we had
Martavius Bryant
and whatever.
Oh
yeah, Martavius.
Bryant came back. Yeah.
But we ended up taking a chance on Zay Jones, and when he came over to us, that's what he did. He worked hard, and I was there's no way we were going to pay him what the Jaguars.
Oh no,
offered him. No, that was crazy. But I was happy to see him get his bag. A guy who was a good role raider. You know what I mean? He was never a superstar for us, but as a role guy, you need these role guys just to, fill the void and do a good job when your number is called. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
what I
we
liked
got our
about
superstars, but, Zay
Mac
Jones was very
Hollins.
good at it.
That's what I liked about Mac Hollins. When he was
Yeah, I
with
forgot
us.
about Mac.
I thought he was overrated. I never really saw it from Mac Hollins.
Hey, he found his role. He took it. He got his chance and he did what he could with it, bro.
My favorite was
For
that
1
tennis.
year
That
as a Raider.
remember that the Tennessee Titan game. Remember DC launches that one hella high, and Mac Hollins pretty much finds it, and then he mosses dude in the end zone,
In the end
and
zone.
he in that too small, give him that too small. I am him. I
Yeah,
am him.
that.
I was like,
Mac Hollins.
that was his best. I think that was his best game for us.
Against the Titans.
He was all right, but that's it. To me, he was just all right.
Yeah. Now, mind you, that was like week 3. So, like I said, that was his best game. Best game. best game.
We upgraded with Jacoby Myers.
Oh, hell yeah, we did.
I'll give the last regime credit for bringing
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
Our favorite Patriot.
Right? Remember how mad people were we signed him? Why you don't need another Patriot, this receiver, overpaid him, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I think it was more so that, like, remember how a lot of people, including myself, felt like maybe this just seems like lazy work by the GM and the coach just bringing over former Patriots. Why not look at the whole well and bring in like other players rather than just like, there's another former Patriot, we'll get this guy and that guy and this guy. I mean, you shoot 10 times, you're bound to hit one shot. You know what I mean? And Jacoby Myers turned out to be one of those shots that they managed to.
Unless you're D'Angelo Russell, you shoot 10 times, you still miss 10 times. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Right.
That dude.
But yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, and then I didn't make a list for the I did, but I don't have it with me. But for the UDFAs and everything like that, because there are a couple that I was excited about. What's the guy? Ramel? Was it Caden or is the wide receiver from Tennessee?
Oh, I haven't seen him. He's one. I gotta look him up. Okay,
he's like 6'3", I think. He's got good size. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if
I kind of like, no lie, the quarterback they picked up, and he's one of those little small school kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Big arm though.
Big arm, bro. Yeah, and he can move. He's got a little mobility to him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The tackle that we picked up, I think his name's Coker. I watched a little bit of tape on him. He gave up like 1 sack last year, a few pressures, but he said I didn't mind what I saw from him. But look, they're UDFAs. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be lucky to get 1 or 2 guys. There's going to be 1 or 2 guys who's going to show in preseason. Like they can play, but like it's one thing to be able to play and then earn a spot even on the practice squad and then be able to translate over and be a rotational guy. I mean, we've got guys that were UDFAs who, they're rotational guys like Polamalu, like Luke Masterson, a guy that doesn't get much credit from many people, but I give him high praise because I noticed what he was doing and doing very well last year was DJ Turner.
DJ Turner on special teams?
Did you guys notice him on the as that gunner, that special teams gunner? Yeah. My God, he was lighting people up and bringing them down. You know what I mean? And I hadn't seen a gunner of that proportion since the days of Taiwan Jones back in the day. You know what I mean?
I like him.
Like I said, you don't have to be a superstar if you can carve out a role for your team. Like Taiwan Jones is a guy who was never a superstar, but he was in the league for up until last year, and we drafted him 2010, 2011. You know,
he still played last year.
He was playing up until a year or 2 ago because he had that role as that special teams ace, and it brings me back to my point. If you can find a role like that, like DJ Turner, I feel like he's found his role. Like he's not getting any rotation as wide receiver or as a kick returner, but as a gunner, like if he does that, and he did that very well last year. So these UDFAs, it is possible. Like another guy that's getting a lot of hype is Dalton Wagner. You know what I mean? Like
from last year,
hype him more than they're hyping Munford, which I don't understand, but we'll see. And of course, you got the next coming of Bo Jackson and Sincere McCormick.
Didn't they
I'm
just get
tired
a
of the hype of
linebacker
that
though?
guy. I want him to show out or ship out.
Yeah, I'm ready for him to ship out if he don't show up.
So you guys remember the Adam Plant, right?
Adam Plant's
Yeah, I
another
remember
From
him.
last year.
Last year.
So it's kind of had the Sincere McCormick kind of effect
Mhm.
from
Well, a lot of
the
these
beginning
guys
of
get
the.
a lot of hype, which like I try to bring it back down to earth when I say, look, they're UDFAs. Like it's one thing for them to make the practice squad, and then it's another thing to carve out a rotational role on the
Right.
on the main roster. Like I watched a video last year from some YouTuber I hadn't heard of, but like I watched and he did a UDFA class from last year and spoke of like all the prospects that we had, and he was saying, "Oh, this guy's gonna be a starter and a good starter." He named 3 or 4 guys that were going to be starters from this UDFA class. I'm like,
Starters?
yeah, exactly. Like what?
That's a bit much right there. Yeah.
like where are they gonna start at? It's like,
Do you think that, or do you think that that lowly of our team that we're going to start 4 undrafted free agents? And that's no shade on these UDFAs that
Right.
pan out, but come on,
That's a bit of a stretch, yeah. Didn't they just pick up a linebacker out of Florida State, undrafted free agent?
Circus. I just saw Circus.
I know. I was just reading.
The crowd will go mild. I like that one.
Damn.
Oh, that's funny.
He said he stayed in the kitchen.
Well, look, I give Sincere McCormick a bit of crap, but like, look, I want the guy to show something. If he shows something in it, and I don't know, maybe shows more than say Dylan Lorby. I'm not saying it's outside the realm possibility because it is his 3rd year. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that experience now, so show out or ship out.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good off season. I just hope everyone can stay healthy.
Yeah,
and we can see what this looks like on the field. I'm confident about AOC, right? Because how he did, because pretty much he was pretty consistent since preseason. Because we heard, it was always the hype. Oh, hey, Noah Connell's looking good, and of course, everyone looks good in practice, right? But then when it came to preseason, they're like, "Dang, he looks comfortable," and he did.
That game, he had a good game.
Yeah, like he looked comfortable, and then ends up in the season, and we carried him on through the season. So I'm curious to see what it looks like. It's probably just gonna be cake to him this off season. You know what I mean? You beat the Chiefs last year. You know what I mean? You played damn good teams last year, so I think he's gonna look very good in this preseason. Like a year in the system, a year more comfortable.
With the players.
It's going to be a new system.
Yeah.
Remember,
Getsy.
But at the same time, it's just going to be a sophomore year, and also like he's going to have a coach that is going to build him up, bring the best out of him, encourage him, support him. Not like McDaniels, who's just like the first chance he's get is going to tear you down kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Malcolm Kuntz, get the heck out of the way.
Or throwing Aiden O'Connell in his first start against the Chargers under the bus.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There's interceptions, and there's wins, and
But special teams did great.
that dude.
But I'm an offensive guru.
That dude's a truck.
I think that part's going to help him a lot, that it's not a complicated system. It's a West Coast offense, which he's familiar with from Purdue. So I think with me, my biggest worry is how is Getsy going to do the play calling? Is he going to call the right plays? That's always important. Can these dudes call plays?
Yeah. Our Division II did not get that much, better to where because they're doing the Chargers still got Herbert, of course, Mahomes with KC, but then Denver's breaking in the new quarterback.
New running back.
Whole new, so they're going to be going through their little struggles and woes. But I just see the Chiefs. That's the only people we really have to literally look towards and competing with is beating these Chiefs 3 times next year. That's
Three.
the goal. 3 times next
The
year.
playoffs too.
Yeah, playoffs included. I'll take 2 out of 3 if that third one is in
The
the
playoff one?
playoffs. I'll
Bruh.
take that. But I
But-
feel like that's what it is. We compete with the Super Bowl champions. We make everything to beat them because if we could beat them, we could beat anybody.
Yeah. The
We
whole
still gotta
AFC
take
is
care of
tough
business,
too,
though.
though.
Still got to take care of business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
we play the
definitely.
AFC North, and they're no punks.
Oh
the
yeah.
AFC North are not punks. Yeah.
I was gonna say damn near all of them made the playoffs. I think
Yeah.
this
Damn near.
the Browns. No, they did make it on. The Browns made it.
Yeah,
I
they're the
think-
ones that got beat
Yeah,
by
I think they
the-
got eliminated in the first round.
Oh,
And you got
yeah,
the Bengals
yeah.
with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The Ravens.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson.
Burrow will be back, and then you got fucking the Ravens. Yeah,
But for how
Steelers.
long?
yeah.
But for how long? You know,
What?
Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow too. I like Joe Burrow. I wish we could have drafted him. When he pretty much came out. If we were gonna trade up for somebody, that's who we should have traded up for.
With Burrow?
Yeah, because Burrow was different. But the thing with Burrow is the injuries. Like he's a dog when he's in, but it's like I don't know. They don't really have enough weapons around him to kind of help him out too. Because if first it was the line, getting them a good line around him, because he was he had the knee injury and then he had just a couple different lower leg injuries.
Yeah.
But see them. And then wait, last year they had the guy, what's his name? The backup that came in for him that was doing
He
pretty
played good for them. Yeah.
Yeah, so shit.
Don't they have
We
the
can't-
wide receiver though? Who's that wide receiver? who
Jamar
went to-
Chase,
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Yeah.
T. Higgins, right?
Yeah. I think they still got Higgins, and then the other
They lost
three-
their running back, right? He got traded. Yeah.
Mixon.
Joe
Mixon.
went to-
Joe Mixon. Yeah.
I like Mixon's game too.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there is some good. See, Baltimore is going to still be a problem because of Lamar too, because we're not really that good at containing these running quarterbacks. So we always have to worry about him.
Yes.
But
A
we've
Pitt-
gotten better. We've gotten
Yeah.
better. We've gotten younger. We've gotten faster on the
Yeah.
defense.
Our D line is
Yeah,
definitely a
buddy.
lot better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna get some.
and these linebackers too. Our linebacker core,
Linebacker.
younger, faster, and I feel like they could do a better. They've gotten experience now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with Robert Spillane being that experienced guy, Diablo coming into his 4th year, and Masterson 3rd year, and you got the young cat. What's his name? When we just drafted.
yeah,
Eichenberg.
Ice. We say iceberg.
Iceberg.
Iceman.
Yeah.
And then you got another guy garnered a lot of hype in preseason, Darian Butler. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jalen
And,
Butler's
and I think he got injured last year, right? Like during
did.
the camp.
Yeah.
Or,
he's going to come back healthy, and another guy is like, well, show me something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. I forgot about him.
Damn, me too. I forgot about that too. So maybe, well, by them picking up this running back, that's probably either for a replacement, replacement for Diablo. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Well, of the 4th year guys that we're going to look to resign, unless he absolutely balls out this year, I think he's on the priority list. I think Malcolm Kuntz, Nate Hobbs, and Morrig are more of a priority to sign than Diablo, as it stands for now.
For
But,
now, yeah.
If Diablo balls out, then that may change. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got some.
it would be Kuntz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuntz and Hobbs for sure. Top 2.
Yeah.
Morrig. Yeah.
I was excited that they kept the DTs, like, because you always think when these guys play good, we're gonna lose somebody to somebody else, but we kept John Jenkins, we kept Adam Butler.
Adam Butler.
Yeah, we kept a good base.
Two
for that.
unheralded guys nobody was talking about, but like maybe 1 or 2 people
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
played well enough to earn their spot and earn their starting job, which was I'm happy that they did that, but it also disappoints me very greatly that we didn't get that kind of juice from the guys we drafted in the room in the last 2 drafts. I'm looking at Byron Young, Nessa Silvera, Malcolm Butler, and Neil Farrell. You know what I mean?
Farrell.
Like,
He's the one that got traded,
all
right?
guys we
Yeah.
drafted, and not one of them are popped yet. And if you want to
Yeah.
chuck in Tyree Wilson as that another defensive tackle, then that's 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Tyree
can
got
one
a
of these
ball
young
up,
cats
too.
do something, please?
Mhm.
Yeah. One Tyree, like when I was looking at him practicing, like he's kind of skinny. Like his build isn't really like
So yeah, he's
yeah,
really
like
tall, lengthy. He's
yeah.
a big dude, but he's not like fucking massive. No.
No, and his lower body, like his legs are like
Yeah.
super thin. Like I feel like they knock him on his he'd get
Shit, I
knocked
wish
on
I
his
could- I have
ass.
a
Like
picture with him.
Well,
I
he
wish I
did
could
play.
find it.
I'll give him credit. He did play
Mm-hmm.
better at. Remember, he did play better when he was moved to the interior.
Yeah.
So if he's gonna, if I didn't think on paper that would be the move, but like
Mhm.
if that's where he performs better and is more comfortable, then leave him there to hone his craft. And he's in the best position possible to succeed. You know what I mean? Like the best scenario with Wilkins, as well as you've got Malcolm Kuntz, who's took that 3rd-year leap and is only going to get better. Could be one of the better defensive ends in the league if he keeps trending upwards. And of course, you got all-pro, all-world Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
So I'm particularly going to pay attention and be looking at Tyree to do some things this year, because if you got those 3 guys playing alongside you, then you need to be pulling your weight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking you to get 8 sacks, 10 sacks. If you do, that would be nice.
That'd
But
be great. Yeah.
I'm not asking him to be a Pro Bowl kind of guy. But I just want to see enough to be, you know what, somewhat pleased with our selection of him in the 7th pick overall.
pick.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get a better scenario to succeed than this season. So just do enough for us to be pleased with. That's all I ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna definitely do a prove it show too. Like the guys that really have to prove it, he's definitely on that list.
He's one
Tyree
of the
Wilson's
list. Yeah.
definitely on that list.
Him,
Yeah.
Diablo,
Yeah, Diablo's definitely on that list too. Because it's like you gotta stay healthy. Because I feel like Diablo's a smart player, but it's just sometimes like size. I just worry about him, and just he's a safety converted punter slash running back, fullback. Yeah, but it didn't keep him from getting injured. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just got to, I don't know. He's a good player when he's in, but like I said, he was injured a lot. But hopefully this is the year.
Maybe if not him, then the guy we drafted, or even Luke Masterson, like, who's been a good enough rotational guy. You know what I mean? We haven't asked him to start full time for us, and I don't ideally yet want him to be, but
I wouldn't either.
Who knows? Maybe he might be able to take that 3rd-year leap, because this is going to be his season. So
we definitely have more competition and depth, like at each level.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's all we asked for. That's all we wanted. Because the quarterback room, we got good enough competition. Because we don't even know what Anthony Brown really, how he's going to.
You're on the Anthony Brown train?
Yeah. Well, not. I mean, I honestly don't really know too much about him. But it's like, AP brought him in. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things like he might know something, So I'm kind of holding out, hoping. But I mean, I'm good with the starting 2. You know what I mean? I'm good with Minshew or AOC. Like, it's what we got now. I remember, I forgot who that was, that rundown that had the list of the quarterbacks that were left on the market right now.
It might have been. Yeah.
And then we were just talking about, like, damn, if that's what we had to pick, and it made the Minshew pick look, or the Minshew grab look so much better, because it was like, damn, if that's who I had to put my faith in for the franchise with these.
Because the top one left is what, Tannehill?
Yeah, I think Tannehill was the top person on the list. So you can just imagine.
Now I'm cool.
It's like I said, man, I just want one of these guys to prove to be not just the guy, not just a good guy to have around for a little while,
but the one guy moving forward
to move forward for the long haul.
Just think about how good it would be for us if it is Aiden O'Connell. Rookie contract, 2nd year. If he develops into that guy, then you don't have to worry about looking for that guy next year in the draft or things like that.
See, I'll be happy if it's Minshew.
It was Minshew.
As long as it's one of these cats. You know what I'm saying?
Because this is what Minshew's what year is he in?
Well, he's still quite young.
This is his
4th year, I believe.
Oh, damn.
So he's as bad as should be as bad as old as like Jacobs and Crosby and co.
Oh, okay.
And I liked it that because last year, because you look at what we had last year, we had
27. He's 27.
27.
oh,
There you
okay,
go. Okay.
still young. So we had AOC, we had Hoyer, and we had Garoppolo. So like
Yeah.
basically once one because really we had a whole bunch of backups, kind of lightweight. But then AOC beat out literally both of them, veterans, super veterans for Hoyer, but he beat out Garoppolo just for whatever reason.
Yeah, AP decided to
And
go better with him.
yeah. So like this year, we come into it with Minshew and AOC. Now, I could my vision, I see AOC starts, but if just in case injury happens or anything like that, we don't
You got
fall off
Minshew.
because we got Minshew. Like so it's
Right.
like they learned from last year, having someone that can come in there just in case that guy isn't the guy. So
Or he gets hurt. Yeah, you saw how many quarterbacks got hurt last year.
or gets hurt.
Minshew's proven to be that with the previous teams he's been on because he wasn't the
Yeah.
guy either, but like he was able to fill in and do a decent enough job. So that for me is the floor of what you're going to get with Minshew, as well as like my comparison for Minshew is Bruce Gradkowski, like a guy who might not have
Bruce Almighty.
the he might not have the arm strength or the game smarts or the raw talent that these marquee quarterbacks have, but what he lacks in that department, he makes up for with this. And
It's hard,
sometimes this can take you places that's the other things may not be able to, as long as you've got like a big one. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
making them plays. Yeah.
Definitely so. He said, I'm simply, let me see. Circus, shout to Circus. He says, I'm a
Take care,
simple
Red
fan. Just break Michael Strahan's single sack record in your
That's
second
all.
season. That's all. That's all we have.
Circus is being a menace in the comment section.
Right, the whole day.
Hey, shout to Circus, man.
A
Appreciate you,
good
bro.
menace. I
You
love
Yeah,
had
shout
me
to-
laughing in the beginning. I was like, "What?"
it. Right.
Yep. Shout to
Oh,
everybody too. Shout to we got Tony in the building. Salute. Definitely, we got Raider Pete.
Raider Pete,
Got
take it easy,
Raider
bud.
Twine.
Take care,
Tony.
We got Ray Love. Circus letting us know. That was my favorite. That was my favorite comment so far.
That comment.
The crowd will go mild.
Yeah, Rafa salute. Milka Beezy salute.
I'm surprised Rafa ain't streaming Backlash.
I know. I see.
Uh,
Oh, probably that's where probably everybody's at too. Getting ready. Yeah.
Rafa had a
See.
big turnout on one of his when he had his first vertical stream. He had like 60, 70 people in there at the start. That was
Oh,
crazy.
yeah?
Yeah.
Let Rafa cook.
Let's go, Rafa.
oh, brother, get that
Get
shit.
it, Rafa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Raider
what's
Rebel
up,
and
man.
Turkey just rocked up. Salute to you guys.
Furpo. Okay, Ray Love, Furpo, Raider Pete.
Turkey, what up, bud?
And Rebel.
Ah,
Salute
Wild
to you.
Turkey in the
Salute to you,
building.
gang.
Salute.
Raider Rebel.
What's going on?
Woo, sweetheart. Someone's putting the Riz game on there, your boy Jason.
Right, that was all for Jason right
Man,
there, bro.
I'm like, whoa. Nah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Damn, I just looked
Are you a
at.
little flustered there, Jason?
A little bit, right?
I know. You see,
Kinda
you see me start
stumbling his
blushing.
words now.
See me start turning purple. I was like, nah, but shout, man, everybody. I just looked at the time, man. We've been cooking.
Hey, for real, me too. Yeah.
We've been up here cooking.
Backlash is probably finished by now, right?
I know. I was gonna say we got
Yeah.
we got a new champion now.
You're going on the third match, fourth match. Yeah.
Man, who's the headliner for this one?
It's Cody. Cody versus
AJ.
AJ. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the other one is Damian Priest versus the Yeetmeister, Jay. Oops,
That one
sorry.
passed already. That one finished already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. This is kind of a filler kind of pay-per-view. And I don't know. I don't personally see any of these. Well, for the most part, these champions transitioning their title being that they just won them. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of a disservice to award these guys the title and then, you know what I mean? Like,
have them
just
lose
like
it the next pay-per-view.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that always sucks. Yeah, I should have went for the title, man, but I chose the podcast game. You know. Nah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm so excited, man. We got just this gap between now and we got the camps coming up, and then after that, we know it's gonna
The
be dead
schedule
silent.
comes
I
out
hate this gap.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to
Yeah.
talk about? There's
Yeah,
nothing
that's-
going on.
So, did you guys go through the draft fatigue after the draft was over? I had to get some sleep after
I did.
everything was
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I can only imagine how these players be feeling. Like you said, go
Yeah.
in the 7th round and stuff like that. Like you just waiting and grueling, like, and then just with 13 picks away. Okay, we're 8 picks away. You know what I mean? Just the grind of, and then different players getting taken off the board, so it just changes everything. And especially when you see Brendan Rice on the board through, you know what I mean? And then the damn Chargers that was the worst part about it. Yeah, that was the worst part about that. I feel bad for his, for Jerry being a legend and just for his son going to such a sorry ass team like the Chargers. I might be a little biased, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Raider fan,
right.
but I hate that for the kid. So, and it sucks that we have to touch him up now. So, Jerry.
You know what my draft weekend looked like? Especially day 2. Day 2 was I had to get up at 7 a.m. for the draft to start, and I stayed through till the end of round 3, and then I finished. When that was finished, I had to do a whole bunch of editing. That took me a few hours, and then I end up staying up till midnight. Is when the day 3 started until 6 a.m. I was up till 6 a.m. in the morning. So I went from 7 a.m. till 6 a.m. the next day.
Yeah,
so that was my draft weekend, and then after that, I was the draft fatigue kicked in. But then I had to quickly do more editing to do some uploads, and then do a recap show on the next day. So there was a lot of editing going on, but it paid off in the end. So it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was long. It was a long weekend, and then I was having technical difficulties because I was supposed to go on with a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to go with you guys in Rundown too, and then I was.
Were?
Yeah, my memory is all pretty much full on my tablet, and then so I don't have because on here I run Restream, but it's Apple.
StreamYard.
Yeah, and then StreamYard for some reason they kept booting me off because I was with Lunatic for some of the picks, and I was in the backstage for the pick because I kept getting booted off, and they were cooking, and so I was just like, damn, it was. But when I heard it, I was just like, oh, and then a little bit later I got booted off. So I just then that's why I made the video about the the first pick. But then I couldn't make anything after that. So, but this week it's been cool. Shit, we've been rocking damn near 3.
Yeah, we on my side of the fence, we didn't go live. Considering for me, it's just look, everybody's gonna go live, and if everybody's live, it's that's gonna be the majority of your audience. And for me, look, I'm keep it real within myself. I'm not a bigger channel. I'm one of the little guys. There's a lot of other channels I can't compete with.
Right,
so
right.
Me, what I did with the guys is we watched the draft, and then when it came our time to pick specifically, we just hit the record button, gave our raw reaction, and then just uploaded it later. So you wouldn't have the whole live to filter through to find the actual pick. We just reacted to every pick from round 1 to 5, and then come round 6 and 7, I was dead to the world. I actually went to pass out, but then I was like, you know what? I need to quickly edit these videos to upload them ASAP. So I actually stayed up. So
that was a smart thing, because a lot of people were gonna go live.
Right. Everybody, I remember I was sitting backstage with the guys, and I just went on my phone. I was like, guys, check this out. Live. It was the 14 different content creators that I know that are live at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just at least with me, it's just right, record our reaction, upload that later. Because for the most part, that's what people want to see. You know what I mean? And it worked out. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. maybe it's what it sounds like, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to
No,
make
no,
a
I
point.
get you. Yeah.
The Brock Bowers pick that we reacted to got 4,700 views, which
There
is
you
my
go.
most viewers, the most views I've gotten in a long time. So
Damn.
Yeah.
it worked out.
Nice. See, congrats. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a good year this year. I can't wait. And then, like you said, the schedule's coming out this month, so
Next
we're gonna
week,
know where
right?
we're gonna
On the
be.
9th? Yeah.
This is why we do all this hard work, guys. This is why we do. This is why we grind so hard so we can be in these games.
Got to plan out my schedule, see which games.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to rock with y'all. Possibly because me and my daughter are gonna go to a game. So like, I want to see if I don't know. I'm gonna see if she wants to go to the arena. She wants to go to the Chargers Raider game because it's kind of closer for her, or we could just sab it out and go to Vegas.
Well, we
Make
played
it
twice
happen.
in LA because we play the Rams also. Yeah.
Oh, so either one, shit.
Either one. Yeah.
Yeah. I might catch that. Yeah, we need that
We're
get back
playing the
from the
Rams again
Rams.
this year. We're playing the Rams again.
Yeah. In
we need
LA.
that get
We
back.
play them every year, right?
Oh, last year was just preseason. Yeah.
Wait.
Still, we played them.
Oh yeah. Now I'm thinking about the year before.
The year before that, we played the
Yeah.
Rams. So that Thursday night game where
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield came off the plane and won the game.
Now speaking of that, like, so remember who was guarding? It was Sam Webb, right? What happened to Sam Webb? Like
still there. He's still here.
So he started for us most of that season, right? And I thought he was gonna make a jump that next year, and he was like on the, I think, practice squad for like.
Well, he's another undrafted free agent, guys. So
Yeah,
to get, again, like any of these UDFAs to even get like some juice out of, like to see them come on and make even one or two plays throughout the course of the season is a win. You know what I mean? Like these are guys who are usually like they go to the practice squad and they languish there and then they just don't really pan out because, like, you know, if 75% of the draft picks don't work out, then you can imagine the number is going to be a lot higher with the UDFAs. But it's not saying it can't happen because it can. There's been UDFAs that we still have on our roster, like we highlighted before, that can still have found themselves a role on this team. So it is possible.
Yeah, or they float around. Other teams might notice them. They can go to other teams. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I want to snag somebody off the practice squad like we did Waller. I want us to come up because that's what we
every now and then.
We might be able to get a running back like that. Somebody off someone's practice squad.
And Arian Foster, remember he was in our UDFA.
Wasn't Eckler too? Austin Eckler.
I liked Eckler. Was Eckler too?
Yeah, he was.
Eckler. Oh, was he? Oh, damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So let's go pick them up from undrafted free agents.
You remember Arian Foster? Remember how good he was?
Yeah, Arian Foster was good, bro.
That dude was shit.
Yeah, I liked him. He did his the bow.
Yeah.
The Ravens are gonna be something too with Derrick Henry. I forgot they got him too.
Yeah, they got Henry.
That's gonna be some nasty run game right there. You can bang him down and then just tire people out with Lamar.
You see where Odell Beckham went?
To the Miami Dolphins, I think it was. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the hell with all these players who aren't rated.
I know we're all
Fuck them all.
Hey, we're all lining them up already. We're like, okay, we get the Dolphins. We got because Dolphins are gonna be competitive for a while. We're gonna have to see them for a couple years.
Yeah, we play them again this year. Yeah.
Yeah. In Miami too, again, right?
In Miami again. Yeah.
Why is it always we gotta go to them? Why can't they come to us?
Right.
Yeah, Miami never treats us good. Like whenever I don't know, something about Miami games. It's rare we get wins.
Did we play them back at what was it 2012 or 2013? We played them in England, I believe. We got the brakes beaten off us.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Was that one of the overseas games? Was against Miami?
Yeah, it's kind
of. They gave us
all the wrong reasons.
Oh,
yeah. And I forgot their quarter. They had a nobody quarter up there. I forgot who the quarterback was.
Tannehill.
Tannehill.
Oh, in Tannehill.
I was like, Tannehill.
He lit us up. He just reminded me about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an international game, wasn't it?
Was it?
one of those England games that we just got lit. I believe only one of these England games. We should stop going to England.
The only one I liked was when we beat the Bears.
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say. The only one I liked was when we beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Every other time we go to England, we just get cooked.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was one of the
It's like a
few.
blowout.
Yeah. We never did well in those London games.
We were always striking
Or
L's
the
when we see
Mexico.
those.
Do you remember the Mexico game, the Patriots game in 2017?
Texans?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, yeah.
No, we played remember we played the Patriots in Mexico in 2017. Obi Melifonwu's debut. Remember that? Against Tom Brady? Yeah, I remember. Tom Brady lit us the fuck up in Mexico.
Oh, wasn't that the 38-10 or something like
and Obi Melifonwu's debut game. Basically, Tom Brady was like, where's Obi Melifonwu? There he is.
Hey, and there was some shit talking too. I forget, as I remember they were talking about something like with Brady or something like that, because he had struggled doing something, and then the Raiders were like, yeah, we should be able to take advantage of, and then he dogged us out. Like, and it doesn't take him much to get fired up. Like, he took
I felt
that
bad for the Mexican Raider faithful, because that's like we're the home team there.
That's home,
that's it's no secret that we've got probably the largest Latino fan base of any NFL team. So to go there and lay a goose egg in front of our home fans.
Yeah, I forgot about that game. I just remember the Texans.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
I took the day off from work because that's why I remember that game so well, because I have a coworker who was a diehard Patriot fan. So basically me, but with the Patriots, right? And we took the day off from work. We told work we booked it well in advance because we saw that was the game and it was on at 7 a.m. in the morning. So I went over to his. That was probably one of the only times I've ever watched an NFL game here in Australia with a friend who's as like-minded, as passionate, not a fan of my team, but like of an opposing team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was on the other end of the stick. It was terrible.
Oh, that was horrible.
I was like, I wish I'd have gone to work.
33-8.
I got up at 6 a.m. to watch this horse shit. Damn.
Yeah. Oh man, because it was a Monday night game, right? That's why you had to get up so early.
Yeah. It was I believe it was a Monday night game, but it was like at 7. It was 6 or 7 a.m. So, and I had to drive to his house, which is like, a 30-40 minute drive. So there you go. I probably had to get up for that shit.
It's like I had to wake up to this shit.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
One of many times. Oh, well, here we are, still standing.
Still standing, still screaming, still yelling. Raider fans as usual.
Yeah. Right. I hope you guys are ready, man, because this is it. This is what we've been all waiting for since 2002. This is what we've been waiting for. Our team to be there and be consistent and be competitive, and we are here. I believe we're here.
Yeah,
and
we've been waiting since 2002, but we had little moments. 2016, that was
2011, 2021,
2011, 2021.
To your point,
2020,
Jason, consistency, to consistently in consecutive years,
right?
Make a run. You know what I mean? Like, ideally, win a Super Bowl. But even if we don't win a Super Bowl, if we have like a few good years from now, we're making the playoffs, we're making runs in the playoffs. For me, that will still be a success.
Right.
You know what I mean? Better than what we've had previous years.
I want to be able to bitch about us not winning the Super Bowl every year, but at least we make the playoffs instead of bitching that we never make it.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm the same way. I want us just to be there, even if we
don't
win. We're at least AFC Championship. You know what I mean? We're at least, because that's how it starts. Like, we got to build
something
ourselves
to be proud of, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just languishing either in mediocrity or just disappointment.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my last plea for AOC. I'm going to say, let's just see what we got. Either way, if it's Minshew, AOC, let's just, whoever we got, man, we're going to see what they got. Because, I mean, honestly, with the team we have built around them, you can't fail. I could probably, I could probably do something with this offense right here. But I'm gonna stay in retirement. I'm a podcaster now, so you know what I'm saying. But I can't see AOC like bombing with this roster. You know what I mean? Like, unless something just crazy, unless he gets injured or something like that. But I just see, you should be okay with the guys you got around you. You got two.
I think that's what Tony was saying
Yeah.
about the pressure on Getsy. Like, to me,
Yeah.
now the pressure's on Getsy and the coaching staff.
Yes.
You got the players, you built your team, right? You stuck with your quarterback, and now go out there and get it done.
Yeah.
We've got on paper a young, talented offensive line, which I really like. The only real question mark is, like, to your point, like the running back room.
Yeah.
What are we going to get out of them? We'll have to wait.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Only time will tell.
Yep.
I like that comment by Twan. He says, I want us to not win by luck once, but because our roster is built to knock on the door a few times. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the Raider way too, is we pull off those wins that nobody thinks we're gonna get, right? But now it's time for us to be just a damn good team. You know what I mean? To be a top, because I mean the
on
teams
both
we really
sides
gotta,
of the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Not just good on one side and crap on the other.
Crap on the other.
Can we just be good on both sides, please?
Right.
Exactly.
Like, our defense sucks, but it's cool. We're putting up points.
Right.
Yep.
Now we got to get defense, but we can't put up points. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. See, it's always like that. We always have one side or the other. But our draft was even this year, so it was 8. It was 4-4. So I think damn good start. And then so next year, say if the quarterback thing doesn't work out and they want to do something different, then we can afford to trade up because we filled a lot of our needs this year. So next year can be that luxury draft really for us. Or hopefully AOC works out. Like I'm praying and hoping he does, and then that way we could use all our picks to just chief
continue
it,
building,
just like the Chiefs are doing now.
Let me try this weapon. Let me try this guy.
Yeah, let's add this. This dude's fast. Let's add this guy. Let's give him something to struggle with. Yep. So you guys want to say anything to the people before we cut this one?
No, man. Just thank you for shooting the invite. I just tapped in this morning. I hadn't seen your show in a minute because I was traveling and shit, but it was cool to be on here. It was a lot of fun chopping it up with you guys, for real. Love what you guys are doing. Love the Jason, your show. AR, always, brother. You know, I gotta go back and start looking at more of your Tecmo Bowl moments. And
I'm still waiting for Critique to have it because he finally paid off his. Remember, we had a bet with the Tecmo Super Bowl, and he got me the jersey. It's on its way now. So
okay,
yeah. But yeah, no, salute to you, Chito. I'm glad he came on and he's chopped it up with us. And Jason, thank you for the opportunity. As for closing thoughts, like, fuck, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
We need to wait.
I hate this period of the year because it's like, I want to be consistent with Reddit content, but like, I don't like talking about hypotheticals,
right?
Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not.
Yeah. No, I get you.
About stuff that's I want to talk about. I don't know. Maybe I'll start talking about wrestling or whatever to fill the void.
Or the games coming out soon. NCAA comes out, Madden comes out.
Right. Well, I took a hiatus from the Madden scene. I've been on the Tecmo Super Bowl scene, which I've actually, to be honest, I've been having a lot of fun with me and Critique when playing our games. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I gotta see. I do that with Chris, but me and him just play like off air. I'm trying to get him to so I can stream it because me and him go at it at Madden. Like, yeah,
that's pretty much my thing too. Like, I play a lot of Madden, and I'm like, damn, why don't I stream that shit too? We have some good. I picked the Raiders.
Like you were saying though, like, how you go to a game, you just want to enjoy it. Yeah. I find it that way when I play Madden. I just want to enjoy playing the game. Not worrying about going on here and hey, what's up? Hey, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I get super competitive too when I'm playing.
I know you do.
Oh yeah.
I get really competitive. You know what I mean? And it's hard to like focus when you're dialed in, but you also try.
Yeah.
I've got another monitor for my for my streaming program and my the chat feed but the monitor in front of me is where I'm gaming at. So I've got to kind of kind of switch between the two because you want to still interact with the people that stop by to keep them
that's what I'm saying.
engaged and
That's where I
entertained.
would like it.
You know what I mean? But Tecmo Super Bowl makes that easier. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of break involved. It's just me and Critique talking trash between each other. It's good fun.
I appreciate that, Pete. I'm always down to come on with these two, bro. Always.
Definitely, man.
I love coming on your show, Jason. So once again, I appreciate
it. Yeah, always, man. It's always good conversation with you guys, man. Appreciate it. And this ain't gonna be the last time. We're gonna do it again for the people, man.
For sure.
For sure, man. So we will not hold you hostage no more, nation. You can enjoy the rest of the day, relax, drink, smoke, enjoy. I don't know if it's raining everywhere, but you know what I'm saying? It's raining here, so it's gonna be very limited. So I'm gonna just chill and try to get better.
All right,
it's 3 a.m. here, so I'm gonna get some shut eye.
Get some shut eye.
Yeah, damn. Yeah. Hey, appreciate you coming, AR, Leo. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you guys, nation. Man, thank you guys for coming through. Always enjoy spending Saturdays with you guys. And until the next time, let's go.